What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to a match review for Chelsea 3, Brighton 2 at the bridge. Chelsea get another victory, and we are here to talk about it. Post-match review and analysis brought to you by Casually FC. Welcome, guys. Big up to the panel of Real Chris, Oliver, and myself, Marshalldbdx. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about the game and everything that happened, the result, and talk about the feelings last stream versus the feelings this stream, which I anticipated. But before we go ahead and do so, guys, as always, be sure to smash up the like buttons if you haven't done so already, because it does help out with the YouTube algorithm. Be sure to also subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 3K subscribers. Help us out by helping us achieve that and smashing up that subscribe button so we can make our way to that goal. Be sure to hit the bell notification so you are notified whenever we do go live. Big up, Will. Be sure to also check out the description for all the other contents, the link tree, the Discord, all that other fun stuff down below. Also, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the game, overall thoughts, your analysis, what you agree, disagree on. Let us know down below in the comment section. And also, check out the memberships. 4 different tiers starting at 99p, and you get awesome emojis to go ahead and use, which I am going to go ahead and use the Roman emoji because we had a good game. We won a game, I should say. So let's go ahead. Big up to all the Bench Silva agenda merchants. Hey, you know, I don't think you were one of them, Vic, but hey, there was a few of them in this chat, a few of them in this panel. Maybe? No, I don't think so, actually. There will be one in the panel soon. But also, we understood the argument. This is why we have these discussions here on Casually FC, because we want to see the different side of people's arguments. We like to have debates and, you know, come to a consensus, a rounded conclusion on where we stand on these things. We like to give people here different perspectives. But before we go ahead and really deep dive into the game, cheers to everyone. Grab your apple juice. We won a game, which is fantastic. 3 points, finally. We got 3 points. When was the last time we got 3 points?
Spurs.
Spurs, yeah. So it feels like it's been quite a while. So listen, we did it with a man down. And let me break it down for you. So quick summary of the game. Chelsea came out. No left back, no right backs. 4 center backs, pretty much. And that defense, as we all expected. But
no Cole Palmer either.
No Cole Palmer as well. Good point, Oliver. No Cole Palmer. It was a little worrisome. We you know, little anxiety provoking, but it was all calm once Enzo Fernandez ends up getting a header, which I believe was also assisted. No, this wasn't the assist from Jackson, but
this is Badiashile
with a wonderful, almost bicycle-esque kick back into the box that Enzo Fernandez takes advantage of, heads it behind. Enzo Fernandez doesn't do anything, but he scores goals, apparently. So that's the only thing that matters to some people who have an agenda against Enzo. So there you go. He's got a goal. Then, not even 4 minutes later, a bad corner that was taken. And then we have Jackson that recovers it, sends it back to Levi Colwell, and Levi Colwell gets a goal. So Jackson with an assist, Levi Colwell with a goal. We're ahead 2-0. And then right before the end of the first half, Bonane, how do you say his name? The Brighton player?
The youngster. Yeah, he's like the Argentina
Bonane. Bonane, I think. Something like that. Bonate, yeah. Bonanate. I think that's how you say it.
We got
Bonanate. We did get there. We stumbled through when we got there. Bonanate scores a brilliant goal, actually, to be honest. I cannot even be mad about this goal. It was a brilliant finesse shot right into the side netting. Sanchez couldn't reach it. Defense did what they could, and it was a brilliant goal to put Brighton on the scoreboard, 2-1. And then right before we go into the second half, Gallagher with a stupid foul on Billy Gilmore to get himself sent off with a second yellow. We now go into the second half of the game. 10 men, 1 man down. And so we did our best to keep the result. And fortunately for us, towards the 65th minute, Mudryk finds himself one-on-one with the keeper, gets fouled by James Milner, Mason Milner, no, the real Milner, James Milner, and we go ahead and get a penalty as a result. And Enzo Fernandez steps up, takes it. I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but he puts it away, gets himself a brace, his first Premier League goal and his second Premier League goal against Brighton. 11 men Brighton, don't care. We were one man down, still managed to get another goal, 3-1, and then towards the end, stoppage time, reckless bit of defending from set piece. João Pedro ends up putting it away, making the score 3-2, and we hold off enough to hold that score. 3-2 is the final result. Chelsea get a win. A little bit of a controversial call towards the end with VAR too. We thought for a second we were going to concede a penalty. It said it was a penalty on the TV, and fortunately it was overturned by VAR. We were saved, but it could have been really bad. Buena notte, thank you, Impartial Blue. But yeah, it was quite a interesting game. We weren't sure what the result was going to be going in there. I wasn't sure either, but I did predict a 2-1 victory going in there for those of you who saw the preview. And we did get the victory, which is good. I'm happy we got the victory. Hopefully we can go into a run of, victories, maybe three wins in a row. Let's see what happens. But enough of me talking. Oliver, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on the game?
I don't think we learned a lot much when it comes to we didn't learn a lot new about this team. Besides the fact, I will say, our offensive set pieces were a lot better today. We got the first 2 goals from offensive set pieces. So even though the Gallagher corner before the Colwill one wasn't very good, but we still managed to make something of it. So that's a positive. But apart from that, I don't think we really learned a lot about the team. Really, I mean, we don't have a captain. And I mean that as in we don't have anyone that's fit to be a captain, because this is the second game in a row that the man wearing the armband has been sent off for 2 yellows, stupidly. Our defensive set pieces are, again, shocking. We have 4 centre-backs in the box, and we got Silva still marking air for the Pedro one. The attack was poor. And that's it, really. But, there are obviously circumstances to the game. I'm not going to be completely negative, because I can't blame the whole team or Poch for what Gallagher did. So in that context, it was a good performance. It was just about surviving with the lead that we had, if not being able to extend it by even more. And we got out with the 3 points. So we just have to move on and hope that we can repeat the result again. We've got Manchester United and Everton next. Those are 2 beatable teams. So we just need to actually, what we want from this team to show some consistency. I think that's what we need for the next few games before we can start to really hold our hats on anything, or hang our hats on anything.
Yeah, and this is a good point from Surfs. At least Galadog won't play next game, which we'll discuss the foul and on all that. But Chris, your thoughts on the game?
Oh, but just before we go quickly, another thing, the disciplinary record is shocking. But yeah, anyway, go on, Chris.
100%. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that's probably Chelsea's just worst thing this season now, showed from the last 2 games especially. We'll give a lot of reckless fouls away, we're just going and sliding. But, where to start really from this game is, I thought, Chelsea... I was kind of in and out in the first half. I was kind of busy doing something, but I did see a majority of it still. It seemed like we dominated the first half. We didn't seem too phased. We were tuning up pretty quickly. And like Oliver said, we got 2 set piece goals today, and I was actually quite shocked about it. I was like, wait, we actually scored 2 goals from corners. Even though it's not clean from the corner kick, but one came from Badiashile's kind of a crazy assist from Badiashile, I may say, actually, from Badiashile. I thought Badiashile...
Yeah, that was a really good assist.
I thought he was one of the top defenders today in that defense, and, he even helped us get a goal of that crazy assist. Even Colwill got a goal, I don't know how long it was. It wasn't too long after when, what's his name? ENZO Fernandez.
Only a couple of minutes.
Later.
Yeah, we scored 2 pretty quick goals. I don't remember actually seeing there he is. I don't remember seeing their goal actually. Maybe it's a blur, or I just missed it somehow. But yeah, like they scored a goal, but then
The right winger cut inside and shot
no,
from outside the
like,
box.
I know we're going more in depth with the red card. I know that, but like with that red card, I 100% agree. Like Gallagher was reckless what he did. He should never gone in like that. There's no need of reason behind it, but I thought he won the ball. I thought it was a bit of a harsh red, but you gave the referee that you know, like look at that, it looks like a foul. So yeah, the referee gave a red, and then you know we went 10 men before half time. So like, you know, I was thinking, okay, well, Chelsea's gonna lose this now 3-2. I was really thinking was gonna lose 3-2, or at best we might draw the game. But no, I thought we did pretty well. Like the hold off in the second half, they made like 4 changes at like 50 something minutes. I don't know when about, but they made a lot of changes because they knew we was 10 men, and I don't know when exactly we made the changes, but I think we made the changes as soon as we scored the third goal, if I'm correct. But yeah, we got the third goal. Definitely a penalty, 100% a penalty. You have no right to use your hands on a player and push them, because you literally give them no chance to actually get that ball and actually score something. Give them no chance. So yeah, penalty deserved. I was like you, Marshall. I was a little bit worried because if Enzo missed that penalty, he's getting cooked all over.
Of course.
Talk Sport,
The timeline,
the online fans, even the Chelsea fans who hate him because he's got haters from Chelsea fan base. I have no idea why, but you know what? Enzo got a nice brace today, and that can shut up the GA merchants for today anyway, at least, because he got 2 goals.
We'll buy him 4 weeks.
And then Joe Pedro, he got the goal. That was a bit iffy. That goal was the header, the great finish though, like you know, to do that ability, the header. But yeah, we still held out. Like it's like 10 minutes added on after that goal, right? Pretty much. So we still held out for the
and then you had the whole penalty check for the Colwill headshot.
I'm not like I was gonna say I'm not convinced of this Chelsea team still yet. Like I don't think any team, any person, any Chelsea fan should be convinced right now, because they haven't shown consistency form. But they did impress me. They did impress me going 10 men behind and actually holding out a result. That impressed me from Chelsea. And that did teach me something about Chelsea. They went 10 men down, and I don't think they could ever do it this season anyway, at least. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, adding on to what you said, Chris, actually, and this is a good point. I will say one thing that did impress me about this game, because I think overall the performance wasn't anything to like cry home about. Like it wasn't like a Man City performance or like a Liverpool performance or an Arsenal performance. But like what did stand out to me is that how quickly we were able to get that second goal and how aggressive we were in that.
Yeah,
I think that is something that like if we can do that more often going forward, it would help us a lot in these games. But you know, Ahmed, cheers to you, my friend, for all the agendas and how wrong you've been. But let's go ahead and see what you have to say about the review today.
You know what, man? Let's address the agendas right here, right now.
Yeah, let's suggest how wrong you were. Right. Anyways, 3 in a row, right? We're gonna lose. Potch out by Christmas, possibly.
I said to you, and I still maintain the view, I repeat, that Pochettino is still at risk of getting sacked here mid-December if things do not go right for him. And that is still a correct take. Whether people want to, you know, cry about or laugh about or not, you still got or not. Secondly, yes, with the way Chelsea have been moving, it was possible for us to have 3 losses. I don't know. Listen, it's great to, you know, we've won today. I'm happy we've won today. You know, we're obviously going to get a nice little review about it and speak right now. But we need to also be honest in the fact that it was very possible for Chelsea to have lost 3 games in a row. So no one is
possible for us to win 3 games in a row based on the past and the history we have with Poch.
What so far. We have never won 3 games in a row under Poch.
We've never lost 3
under Poch. Yeah, that's true.
We have literally had 2 losses and 1 draw in a row. That is more likely.
We never even lost 2 losses in a row. We already went over this.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We haven't had 2 losses in a row.
I don't think we have.
Yes, we have. Yes, we actually have.
We looked over this last stream already. I'll do it again if you want me to.
In the Premier League, I don't think so.
Not in the Premier, just in general. We haven't lost. We've won 2 games in a row, but we've not lost 2 games in a row.
We've drawn a lot of games. We drew a lot of games. That's a negative as well.
Chelsea,
like what we've done. Now, like I'm looking for it. I don't see.
But Ahmed, tell me about your thoughts on the game, man, and then we come back to this.
In terms of. Whoops, 1 second, guys. Alexa, stop. Essentially, because it's decided to start acting up.
Alexa,
Alexa always trying to invade Ahmed's fucking stream, man.
So, you know, honestly, in general, I thought it was a alright performance. I think, to say the very least. I was happy with the win. Let's not get that twisted. I'm so happy that we've actually won the game. I think stand up probably would be Enzo, of course. I think Jackson did pretty well, even though he wasn't able to score because he didn't really get that many chances. I would say, to be honest, in general, a lot of our chances were really going through him. If that makes sense, like the majority of our playmaking really came through him. I thought Sterling had an all right game. I thought Mudryk had an all right game as well. A few heavy touches here and there that he still needs to improve upon, and run into a few players there. But other than that, I think he had an all right game. In terms of centre backs, I think they had a good bounce back game. I would say both centre backs in general. Disasi, I think, did a good job as best as he could as a right back. Same with Kowal, I would say again, same thing with him. In general, man, it's a solid performance. Just need to continue that now on to next week. Sorry, not next week, this Wednesday against United now. So, we need to be hitting these wins back to back to back. Now, whether or not we can do that is yet to be seen.
That's a big test because how poor United are, we should be taking them on. We really should.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Just so Ahmed doesn't think I'm lying, and Ahmed also your microphone. Just make sure you have it in front of you. Just so Ahmed doesn't think I'm lying, we have not lost 2 games in a row this season. First game of the season, draw. We
Alexa,
lost West Ham.
Stop. Honestly,
Oliver, where's that meme you had of Ahmed with his Alexa? This is perfect.
I didn't have no meme. What?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Okay.
I'll find it. So Chelsea, Luton Town, 3, a win, loss against Forest, draw against Bournemouth, loss against Villa, win against Brighton, win against Fulham, win against Burnley. We've won 3 in a row technically, so there's that.
Hey, that's the cup game though. Come on, man.
No, let's have
but we're talking about in a row. We're talking about in a row. We never specified just league games. And then Arsenal draw, Brentford loss, Rovers win, Tottenham win, City draw, Newcastle loss, and then Brighton we won. We've never lost more than 2 games in a row this season. I'm just saying.
There you have it,
Ahmed. I didn't lie to you, Ahmed. The proof is in the pudding.
Unless it's a fake picture.
There it is. Yeah. Imagine if I go out of my way to actually make a website just to prove my point. That'd be crazy. I'm not that petulant.
That's some serious agenda right there.
That would be some serious agenda. But all right, let's actually I do want to discuss one thing. Well, there's a few tweets that we have from the game that I would like to discuss. Let's start off with some comments that Poch made in regards to Conor Gallagher that I'm sure you guys would be interested to see, considering you could say that Poch is probably the reason that this team is not disciplined enough to, not concede these fouls. And we were talking about the fouls in the Discord stream and how Conor Gallagher, having the highest amount of fouls in the league, only had 1 card, I believe, in the Premier League. And
according to Scott,
according to Scott, and he basically tripled his count today with getting sent off. But we have Mauricio Pochettino on Conor Gallagher's red card. I don't believe it was a red card. I need to see it again. We need to understand the referees, but they need to understand us. And then I think
it was a sending off. Come on, man.
Do you not think he won the ball?
Yeah. No.
That was all body. It was all body before.
It was all body. It was all body, and there was no simulation from Gilmore. There was no contact with Gallagher on the ball. It's a stonewall foul.
Yeah, it was for them. I mean, in the end, he ended up winning the ball, but
it wasn't before. You can't go through a guy first. That's still a foul.
Yeah, he went through the guy first, and we had Jody Morris, which I mean, take it with a pinch of salt.
Do you think it deserves to be red though?
Real quick, Chris. It wasn't a direct red. It was a second yellow. Jody Morris, Conor Gallagher has picked up his second yellow. It's a bit of a silly challenge from him. Even Jody Morris will admit. You always want to keep his enthusiasm and aggressiveness on the pitch, but the fact that he's already on a yellow, Conor has gone to ground when he didn't really have to. For me, it is a second yellow. Poor decision from Conor to make the tackle. Even Jody Morris. I think it's a pretty base take. He ended up winning the ball at the end, but he went through the whole entire player. It was a very reckless foul, especially when you had Thiago Silva up ahead. Like, it wasn't like Billy Esther was going to dribble through Thiago Silva. He's not he's not that kind of a player. So I think it was silly. I mean, I don't know anyone else what your thoughts are. Calm, we're not changing the title. We made the title specifically for you, my friend. against 10 men. No. Enzo didn't score a brace against 10 men. No. He did score a brace with 10 men.
He scored a brace for 10 men.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
Yeah,
I thought. Man? Can I just be honest? I don't really care if he got the ball. I don't really care if he got the ball or not. At the end of the day, it was a foul. It was another yellow, and it was stupid of him. Simple as that. There's no other way to put it. And like he's been because he's been getting away with it, for so long, that he thought he could get away with it again. And like it's just like I don't understand. Like I understand that obviously in football you want to play with aggression. I understand Pochettino's style of play from is aggressive, but you need to have controlled aggression, and it seems like in this team there's like a key lack of controlled aggression.
Yeah, this is just reckless and immature.
No, but that's the thing though. Like the team in general though is too over aggressive. Like when they go in for something, and they use their aggression, it's just too much essentially. So then it just leads to immature decisions being made, of course, as you've just said, Oliver. And what's it called? Them reverting to type.
Thing is, though, I can't. I know the default for everyone that's reacting to these kind of things. Reece James and now Gallagher, they're going to default to it's the inexperience. And like, fair enough, that might take effect on an individual level. But I'm looking for the leadership on the pitch and from the sideline. Where's Poch telling? Because Caicedo, let's have it right. Caicedo should have been sent off today. Like he should have been sent off, and that was an error from the referee. He should have been. There was at least one. There was at least one incident where he should have been booked a second time. So he should have been sent off. So I'm looking at where is Poch telling this guy to keep his head? Where is Thiago Silva and Raheem Sterling? Granted, they don't have the armband, but they are our most experienced players. Where are they telling him to calm down and try and stay on the pitch? Like I can't just put it all down to the individual.
But you know what it is though, Oliver? Again, this is what it comes back to when I say there's a lack of controlled aggression, because what is Poch telling them in training? How is Poch telling them to when he's telling them, for example, let's say, because like this came from like a press, if I'm not mistaken, when they had the ball and we were trying to press them essentially. Like when we're pressing these guys and trying to go in for a tackle, we need to be a lot smarter. And then and as you said, it just comes down to training. But like I don't know what Poch is telling them though in training. That's the way it comes down to me.
Based on previous tweets, real quick, Chris. Jesus, that was a tongue twister. Based on previous tweets, it seems that like what Poch is trying to tell these kids is like, you guys need to be more aggressive. You need to win. You need to want the ball. You need to go and get into the dark arts. But he was claiming that the team wasn't listening to him, so that he didn't have like this leadership, even himself. Like the kids weren't responsive to him. But it seems like they are, because we have these players getting sent off. Yeah, I'll find a tweet. But yeah, there was one of the tweets where he claimed that he is telling the team, you gotta be more aggressive, you gotta want to win, you gotta get dirty, and get.
Needs to have a balance though.
Yeah, there needs to be a balance. But I wanted to ask you guys, and Chris, you can start this off as well, and also go off of what you were going to say. I wanted to ask, like, do you guys feel like this criticism of the leaderships, the leaders in the club getting sent off and doing these reckless challenges and stuff, do you think it's a little harsh? Because I feel like even John Terry had his moments where he lost his head. And would get himself sent off in stupid ways. I'm asking questions. I'm just trying to be fair
look
here.
At 2012 with John Terry, he lost his
outside of the new camp. What examples do we have?
I'm asking you guys, because I genuinely don't know.
Marshall, we have 73 yellow cards, bro. We're not talking about John Terry here, bro. I'll be honest. 73.
Well, I'm asking you the question. Do you think it's being a little harsh with the captain getting sent off?
Chelsea already have 73 yellows this season. There's literally, you cannot be talking about JT.
That's a mad stat. I can't.
Like, we are.
It is insane. Listen, I'm not trying to defend it. I'm not trying to say that it's good. I'm just saying, do you think the criticism of the captains being sent off, it's bad leadership, this criticism, do you think was this criticism the same back when John Terry was getting sent off for these silly things as well?
It didn't happen regularly though.
No, I know it didn't happen regularly, but this is the one time in the season where James got sent off and Gallagher sent off. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's a trend, but I'm just trying to point. I am not taking any side. I'm asking asking you guys the question. Stop fighting me on this. Just answer the damn question.
Yes, no, but the thing is, Marshall, what you're saying is not really taking us. You're taking aside. That's all it is. It's bad. Just say you're taking aside. That's all I'm saying.
I just did. I literally just did. I don't think it's good.
Situation is,
but I'm asking. Do you think maybe on the other hand, it might be a little too critical?
What's exacerbating them getting also sent off is because we were making immature decisions previous and post when they're getting sent off too. So in regards to the James challenge, the amount of challenges we had made, which were immature and rash challenges in the Newcastle game, including himself, when we got a bag of yellows before he went to 2-1, then 3-1 in that 10-minute spell, that was a clear consequence of that. And then obviously you had James's second yellow, which went to a red, and then I think it was 10 minutes later where we got the red card. You then Gallagher, his second yellow came after I think the goal, isn't it? Just after the goal. Was it just before the goal? It was just after the goal, sorry. Yeah, it was just after the goal.
It was just after the goal, right before second half.
Yeah, literally just after the goal from Buonanotte. So he just made the situation, they've got one goal back. You've not been playing well after the 2-0 bit. Bang, you didn't get hit with a second yellow by Gallagher, red card off. You know what I'm saying? So like, like for me, yeah, when you talk about someone like John Terry, I can count on my only one finger or one hand, I should say, the number of red cards he's had in his career at Chelsea that have been what's it called abhorrent, like not needed, not necessary. So that's the thing. Like right now, yeah, we have such a young squad. We need these guys to be stepping up and setting the standard. That's all it is, bro.
And can I just add to that, by the way, it's not like we hold John Terry to a different energy, because everyone mocked him when he stepped onto the pitch in the Allianz Arena in a full kit when he didn't even play in the game. Everyone mocked him.
Hey, have respect, man.
And he celebrated with he celebrated in a full kit with the Champions League, Big Ears trophy when he didn't even participate in the final. So it's not like we hold him to a different energy. It was foolish from him. It was foolish from James, and it's foolish from Gallagher. It's as simple as that.
I will say, I know Gallagher has the armband, but I just think after at this point, given the Gallagher, just hand it off to anyone who can maybe speak English or whatever. He's not like a real captain leader. Who else can you really give it into this team right now? Do you give it to Silva? Personally, I think I would give it to Silva. I think he's the real leader in that team. I know he doesn't speak English that well, but he speaks French, and a lot of them do speak French, I'm guessing.
I'd give it to Enzo personally.
Or yeah, maybe Enzo, because I think Enzo does lead by example on the pitch as well.
That's what you need, yeah. That's what you need. You need someone that's
I don't care about the language. Yeah. I just don't care.
Does Enzo speak English or anything?
Not fluently, but I just don't care. You don't need to speak fluent English to not make that kind of rash decision.
You don't need. Listen, I don't think the captain needs to be speaking, English, French, Spanish, a bit of Italian, sprinkle a bit of Italian there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a bit of Albanian too. You never know. But the reality of the situation is, as long as you just lead, you just need someone that's going to lead by example. Now, I'll be honest, Thiago Silva for me, he's not really leading by example as of recently, so I wouldn't probably put him there for me. But someone maybe like Enzo probably currently would have been a good example of someone to use, even if you wish for him to be like the future captain coming forward.
It should be definitely a future vice captain for sure. I think. I think Reece James is always going to be like a captain for many years, unless he just goes down the spiral of mediocre and bad leadership, if he does more red cards. But Reece James is definitely going to be the captain for a good while. I just think Reece James just lost his head, and it was kind of surprised Reece James lost his head, because we've seen him on the yellow cards before and not lose his head. It's just that day he just lost his head, and he definitely needs to learn from it. I believe they can make mistakes and it can happen. Just don't keep doing it, obviously, and I'm sure he won't. I really hope so.
To be honest, I think Reece James needs to focus on completing 3 games in a row before we think about him losing his head.
Fair. There is another quote here that I want to read out. I forgot that Pochettino had. Pochettino on Gallagher's red card. Look, this type of thing happens in football. Of course, I am disappointed because we should finish with a player, but it happens and we need to accept. He feels sorry about the situation because it was tough for him and it was tough for the team. And it's always good when the player takes responsibility. He is doing really well. I will also say, the team didn't put their heads down. when Connor did get sent off. Obviously, it wasn't the best performance, but we didn't lose the game.
Oh,
A certain
the lads kept on fighting. You know what I mean? They kept
No,
on doing
but
a good
come
fight,
on.
lads, you know what I mean?
You got you got to give him credit for it.
Guys, I
Like,
want you to
everyone-
notice. I want you to notice. Whenever there's a little bit of a positivity to take out of a
You know
game,
why?
Ahmed just
You know
takes a
why?
negative. This is
Come
just
on.
You know why? You know why? No, no, no,
three
no,
games
no,
in
no,
a
no.
row,
There's a
and
lot
he
of
was convinced
positives.
that we lost
There
2 in a
are-
row this season. I just proved them wrong.
There is-
Just I want you guys to notice who has the agenda here. Okay, I want you guys to notice.
Chill out, yeah. First things first. Secondly, yeah, I just want to say this first things first, and I always say this, yeah, to me. I do not, yeah, and I repeat, yeah, I do not, yeah, give the man them hype, yeah, for keeping the heads up for going down to 10 men. I expect that for him. I expect that from them. That's the thing. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing.
There's a lot of like for me, yeah. There's a lot of positives to take in this game. I've actually said a lot of positives for this game.
Actually,
But
that's
the point-
surprising. Okay, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, but I'm just saying though, we shouldn't really be hyping them up for keeping their heads up for
Listen,
when they're down to 10 men.
The reason
Come on,
I
bro.
bring this up, right? The reason I bring this up is because compared to, if we're going to be critical of last season and even last game, if we're going to be critical of the team having put their heads down and given up on the game once they conceded the goal to Joelinton and Thiago Silva gave away the error. If we're going to be critical about how our team last season, after every second half, just dropped their heads, after every goal conceded, dropped their heads, then we have to be praising them when they don't. I'm not praising them. I feel like that's a heavily loaded word, but what I'm trying to say is that that's another thing that I'm going to take as a positive. They were 10 men down. They had all the reason to completely like drop their heads and be like, shit, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Like, you know, but they kept the mentality to keep themselves in the game and even scored with 10 men down. We had a penalty. We got a goal. Like, you know, that's positive things. That's stuff that's gonna give you confidence in the young team.
I think the biggest thing you could probably praise in terms of us staying in the game for that second half, I'd have to give it to Pochettino. I can't lie, because that Ian Maatsen sub to put him at right wing back was genius. That won us the game.
Let's actually talk about that.
Can I also quickly say something before you change the topic?
He was okay.
No. When Mitoma came on,
Yeah, they had a double up on Mateo.
Disasi needed help, and I think we all knew this. He's not a right back. Like, we all knew this anyway.
But that's the thing, though.
Yeah,
no, but that's the thing, though. Like, I'm not gonna like shame Disasi for getting cooked by Mitoma. Everyone gets cooked by Mitoma, you know. So, like, who doesn't get cooked by Mitoma? Malo Gusto. That's it.
And Reece James, you know what I mean?
And Reece James, yeah, but like,
you know what I'm saying? Fullbacks.
Actual
You know what I'm
fullbacks.
saying?
But even the fullbacks in the league still get cooked by Mitoma.
No.
It's just ours don't.
The reason why, the one thing I will say, is that Disasi, I felt sorry for him a bit towards the end because like once Mitoma came on before Maatsen came on, like he was actually going at him, and like it was so because he's not positionally as it were when it comes to that sort of a what's it called thing. It actually hurt him a bit, but like obviously once you brought on Maatsen, you essentially were playing a back five, I think. At that point,
Yeah. He shifted everyone to the middle. Yeah, he played a back five. But like that's the thing. It was a smart sub because, you know, listen, I don't expect the Sassy to be able to go toe to toe with Mitoma. I don't expect most center backs or even most right backs in this league to go toe to toe with Mitoma. He's very, very good at what he does, which is putting you in a spliff. You know, very, very few right backs can actually go toe to toe with Mitoma. So bringing in Maatsen, I think was smart. And you know what, Maatsen, I know I was very critical of how you were defensively, especially after that Brentford game. But today you showed me you can be. No, it was a good criticism to have considering what limited amount we've seen him. He got bullied.
If you watch,
he cost us the goal.
This guy played in the most physical, arguably league, literally,
and he got beat. Say it like it is.
No,
he got bullied.
No. The reason, there's an actual reason that he was getting bullied. This guy's barely played any football for us. Like,
that's not an excuse.
Yes, it is. It actually is an excuse.
That's not an excuse because what did he do when he showed him today? What did he do when he showed him today? Did he get bullied today?
Listen, but the difference is, you know, the last week here, we were making excuses for Badiashile and his performance, because we were saying he got thrown into the walls, We should therefore be making the same excuse, for Maatsen too. Why can't we make the same excuse for him? I guess
because Brentford. He didn't get cooked, but he got cooked against Brentford.
What do you mean? For Badiashile was getting
cooked. Badiashile got cooked against Newcastle.
And he,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did Newcastle.
Yeah, no, but that's not fair. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not.
I didn't
it's
get bullied
unfair.
like Matson did. That was embarrassing.
Come on, bro. No.
Listen, when you're in a physical league and
not
you're
doing that.
laid
Bradley
out,
Shield got cooked here by my guy. What's his name? Yeah, Anthony Gordon for that fourth goal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Let's
top
not
4
do that.
team.
Oh, so what? Brentford. So when I was saying just because it's the top 4 team, we can excuse Bradley Shield getting cooked.
Brentford were playing a low block. Listen,
No,
you're not going to sit here and
You're
say
the one,
Brentford
you-
is a better
you-
team than
you-
Newcastle.
This is what I call agenda. You see, you can tell me.
Oh,
anything
shut
about
up.
agenda.
Yeah, it
That
takes
is
one to know
agenda.
one.
That
Takes
is
one to
an
know one.
agenda. That is an agenda, Marshall. Come on, bro. Be honest,
not.
man. This is. That is
Literally,
an agenda.
all I literally says, like, I was impressed with Matson today, considering how he got bullied the last time we saw him.
But the problem is, when we saw Matson last, we knew the reason behind it. Even now, I'm surprised he actually did
Yes.
well. I'll be real, because
That's
he's
why,
barely-
exactly.
he's
You just said
barely-
it. You just said it. You just said it right there. Even now, you were surprised he did well. We all expected him
Yes,
to do
the
bad
reason
based on the
why-
last game because he's
No.
not. Wait, let me
I'm
land.
not-
Because of the last game, he wasn't match fit. I mean, he's not match sharp, right? So you don't expect him to do well, especially
No.
against Matoma, who was really match sharp.
I know.
So
the
he did
reason
well.
why- The
Well, there's
reason
no
why I was
excuses for the
surprised.
last game.
The reason why I'm surprised he was doing well is because this guy is getting barely any game time. That's the difference between you and I. I'm not talking about performances.
And
I'm
then-
talking about yeah.
And any minutes he is getting is not even at fullback.
Yes, exactly. So like, why are we killing ourselves? So like, this guy last season was playing in the championship. It is one of the most physical leagues ever in the leagues. In literally, like, I don't know why we are acting like this guy cannot handle physicality.
Because he got bullied and cost us the draw against Brentford when he played.
We were
It's that
literally
simple.
losing 1-0.
He didn't. I can't lie. He didn't cost us. We were already 1-0 down.
We were 1-0
Oh yeah,
down,
we were
bro.
already 1-0 down. Yes.
See,
sure.
look at this Marshall doing revisionism just for his agenda.
Listen,
Crazy.
bro,
This is
revisionism.
nasty.
Shut up, Ahmed. You literally think we lost 2 games in a row this season. I just showed you twice. Last stream and this stream that we didn't. All right?
Yeah.
Listen,
See,
talk about
Marshall,
agenda, man. Talk
man.
about agenda. You
Marshall
have the agenda,
against
man.
Matson.
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah,
Get out of
man.
here. You know what, Ahmed? Yeah, Ahmed, get out of here, bro. It's time for you to go. Man. Listen, this, I can't have this, man. I can't have this. No, but my point of being is that if that's the overall view, or like this is the preview of Matson that we're gonna have, and it's obviously it didn't look good for him. I know there was the one singular instance where he really got embarrassed in that point. It doesn't even instill me with confidence that he's gonna be really well physical against a Mitoma who literally puts every defender in a spliff that we can name. Like, obviously there's a few that don't, like Malagusto and possibly Reece James. We haven't seen how Reece James fares against him, or I don't think we have. But regardless, my point being is I wanted to actually praise Matson. Okay, I didn't want to have a talk about Matson and all this. I wanted to say that yes, Pochettino making that sub was a good sub because he recognized that Disasi was going to get cooked in that against Mitoma. And you know what, Matson? He fared really well against Mitoma, and I got to give him his praises. That was really well done on him.
What Mitoma bring, bro? What physicality does Mitoma bring?
I was going to say you're not looking for physicality against Matoma. You're looking for someone who can keep up. And Matson is fast.
You need someone who has very good balance, like he's able and agility to turn alongside.
Yeah,
it.
When I say physicality, I mean overall being able to beat a player, go body to body with a player, and be able to maintain the ball, which he does do with his dribbling. He doesn't just elegantly dribble, great agility past the player. He uses his body as well to maintain possession and go forward. That's what I mean. The overall package of physicality.
You know what? Let's move on, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say before though.
Go ahead, Chris. Bro. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry, bro. My bro.
No, like obviously going 10 men behind. I thought it was very important to still get this win because if we lost to, like, say for example Brighton, how many points are we behind Brighton now?
9 points.
Yeah, 9. And now what? We're 3 points behind them.
We're 3 points behind them, but and we're 10
And
points
now
behind.
we're basically right behind them. If we beat Man United, for example, and say they, lose, I don't know who they got next. So if they got an easy team, they might win.
Alexa,
We have United
who does
next.
Brighton have next.
We have United next.
No.
Oh,
No,
Brighton.
Brighton. Who does?
Oh, I
Brighton?
don't know.
I know who United have next. I know we play them on Wednesday, but I'm saying if we beat United next, and whoever Brighton has, say if they lose, we go over Man United, I think, and Brighton, and then we're looking at top 5.
They're
So
facing Brentford
that's
next.
what I was trying to say before.
Brighton are facing Brentford next.
Can I just say, by the way, thank you, Chelsea, for actually capitalising on big teams dropping points. Thank you so much.
You know,
It's been too long.
Right now, we are 10 points, if I'm not mistaken, behind Aston
I think we're 9 points out top.
Sorry, it was either 10 or 9, something like that. Anyway, it's whatever it is, it's somewhere in.
No, we're 8 points behind Tottenham, who have top 5. 8 points.
Oh, so 8 points behind them.
We're not too far behind. We just need to get some consistency in this team, and
that's why, again, you know,
I'm hoping today shows they can do it. Maybe they've got discipline issues, so.
Were you in the watching room with us in Discord?
I wouldn't know. I wasn't watching with
no,
you then, no.
One of the points we were making here was the fact that, and I said this before, we Chelsea need to at the very least we've got 8 games coming up, not including obviously the Carabao Cup game, which is 9, right? In December. But in general, we have to win 75% of those games. So we can only afford 1 draw essentially. The rest of them literally have to be wins.
Oh well, it's dependent who like drops points in front of us as well.
That's
like,
what I mean.
It's not black and white. Like,
listen,
I do want to win majority games. Don't get me wrong, but
Chris, I disagree. Actually, I believe it
Really?
actually matters that we win. Yes, because if we actually get on a winning streak, we don't actually necessarily need to be worrying about the guys around us. Because as long as we keep doing our thing, keep doing our game, you know, the other fixtures, the other results will come along. You know. In time, there's still a lot of games to be played. It's still got January, February, March, April, and May still to go. But if we keep on going on to our form, winning games, doing our job against the teams that we need to do, we don't need to worry about anything else. Pretty much, all these other guys that are ahead of us now still have pending Europe, pending Europa League, pending Conference League. So this is the thing where I'm like, you know, you have to be getting these points on the board, whether we like or not. We're still 8 points behind these guys, so we need to make sure we keep on winning, keep on pushing, putting that pressure. That's what it means to be the hunter. The hunter, always has to keep on getting his skills.
Ahmed is right. Ahmed is right because we've already the fact is we've already had the group stages of all 3 of the European competitions. And that was the opportunity where those guys were playing midweek and we were only playing once a week. And we fumbled that bag hard. Look at our results. Look at our start to the season. It's been atrocious. Like, you know, yes, we've had good performances against City. Yes, we won today, etc., etc. We're still mid-table. So we've already fumbled one aspect of playing 1 game a week. We now need to rescue it from the rest of those opportunities that we do get throughout the season.
I look at like whole December and I actually believe like probably our hardest game might be in a way Everton, like playing them away. I think they're gonna be harder than United for us. I know we're playing United away, but like United in awful form, got I don't think they got any motivation in that team. The manager just seems like he doesn't know what he's doing right now with that club right now as well. I actually think Everton's gonna be our toughest opponent. If we actually do get a win against Man United, then it might instill some confidence into they can do against Everton and even Sheffield as well. Sheffield should be a walkover as well. So I can definitely see in this month's time we'll pick up a lot of points. I don't know exactly how much, but there's not many tough teams in there really, realistically in December anyway. Even at the start of January, I don't think it's that hard.
Just on United being bad, have you ever heard of Charity FC?
Yes, I know, but like. But I'm watching.
It would be so us to do that.
I am watching United. I'm strongly believing we're beating United. I even before the Brighton game, I thought we might lose to Brighton, by the way, but I thought we'd beat Man United, and I still because every big team this season we played better than them. Every big team, name wise, like we played better than them. And if you go by like stats like that, that's quite impressive as well. We haven't lost to a big team this season.
Thing is, right though, I'm saying United's harder because say what you will about Everton. Yes, we're not good there. We actually broke that curse last season. Funnily enough, our worst season ever. We somehow beat Everton at Goodison Park.
Two Taliban.
If you want to attribute it to him, then fair enough. We might. Yeah, but we haven't beaten United at Old Trafford in a decade. So
since 2013, right? At Old Trafford.
Yeah.
But I know that. But like. It will eventually be broken. It will be eventually broken. I think this is the time where we're going to break it. Man United has got no. I'm watching the season. They're struggling in Champions League. They're struggling in the league. Yes, they got a few results like previously, but you should see the teams they're facing, how they played against them. They've been scraping 1-0 wins against Lutons and Fulham's as well, like at the very end as well when Bruno, took him out like a nil.
I can't wait for Onana to turn into prime check against us.
I'm a little bit worried about that.
Listen, Chelsea. Yeah, we December started off well. Let's hope we can continue it.
I know
whether we like it or not, bro. We just need to win these games, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Listen, don't let Ahmed twist my words into saying that my standards are dropping.
Whoa! Who said that? Who said that? Who said December are dropping?
Wait,
I know what you're gonna do. I know what you're gonna do, Ahmed. I know your game.
Swear to God,
Listen, I read the manual. I read the fine print. I know what you're gonna do before you do it. Before I even say these words that are gonna come out of my mouth. Listen, Chris is right, and I don't say that often, right? So the fact that you have to have me say that Chris is right is a crime against humanity. But Chris is right. That? I think there's a bunch of other factors when it comes to how many games we need to win in order to be into a secure spot in the top 5, and we are 3 games in a row away from being in the discussion of being in top 5.
I think so too.
Frankly, I don't think it's like the way I seem to hear you guys frame it is in the sense like it's all on Chelsea. It's all on Chelsea. There's other factors which I'm sure you guys are very well aware of, and most people are well aware of, is that the other teams and how they've dropped points. Listen, right now, I know early in the season, which I think this isn't even considered early in the season. We're almost halfway through the season, and Man City are still dropping points. Tottenham are still in this race somehow, and we have Aston Villa in the top 4. Like this league has been very, very competitive this season. So I'm at a point now where, like, if I'm looking at the Premier League table last year, Man City finished with 89 points. I wouldn't be surprised if the team that wins the league this season doesn't finish with more than 85 points. I think that it's going to be a lot more competitive, and Man City have a little bit of a run for their money this season, and along with the other teams too, like Liverpool and Arsenal. So I feel like with these teams dropping points and not being as consistent as they usually are as well, I feel like we could also compete, and not really compete, but the pressure for us to have to win every single game, which I do want to win every single game, mind you. Before you say dropping my standards, I do want to win every single game. Don't get me wrong.
That's not good dropping standards. I'm just saying this is the reality, though. It doesn't matter. We cannot worry about whether Arsenal drop points, whether Tottenham drop points, whoever it is. Yeah, we need to ourselves focus on winning games consistently.
You're right.
That's what matters, though.
No, consistently. That's the key word.
Yes, that's what we need to do. We need to see winning games consistently. That's the point that we will make.
You can forget about Arsenal entirely, because we're not going to be anywhere near the title race, whether we have a good run or not.
If we're trying to get any form of Europe, it doesn't matter what all these other teams are doing. We need to be applying pressure week in, week out by winning the games we should be winning. I understand if it's a top 6 side or stuff like that where we're drawing those games, but the rest of those games that we are playing have to be W's. Simple as that.
We need to be winning and not dropping points. We definitely can't be losing. But I mean, I think
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. No draws anymore either, because I think it was Oliver Lott who did the calculations that we need like 50 points from 22 if we were to even get the worst UCL spot that has ever happened in the PL. So this is why for me, again, it comes down to, if you want UCL football, if you want any Europe in general, the wins have to be consistent and have to be regular. And
but that's the thing.
You can't hold up for draws. I'm sorry.
I agree to a certain extent. What the thing is that I don't want to set this precedence that as soon as we lose a game, that's it, we're out of Champions League, because I don't think that's the case. I think Oliver based those numbers based on what it took to get to that last season. Now, compared to last season, though, this season's been seeming it's moving in a weird direction where none of these teams are winning consistently like we expect them to. And I'm talking particularly about Man City, and also putting into the factor that Aston Villa and Tottenham seem to have thrown a wrench at the things, and United have fallen off the map as well. It's been a weird season for these teams that we predicted to be in this race, right? And where they were going to be in this race. So what I'm trying to say is that there is a little bit of wiggle room, but we do need to get results. And yeah, I mean, that's really all I was trying to get at. I guess Scott, since you're here, what's going on, man? How you doing, and how do you feel about the game, and so on and so forth?
Well. I thought the game was good. I thought we played really well up until the red card. Like I thought we were in a level of control, not in complete control, but like I thought we were fairly comfortable in the game, apart from the one goal that we conceded, like the kind of the 1-2 punch of the goal we conceded, and then the red card, which was fucking stupid. But yeah, outside of that, I thought we were good. After that, I thought we were under a lot of pressure, understandably, down to 10 men. They had all the momentum, and I thought we handled ourselves well. I don't really have too much to complain about in terms of performances.
Scott,
in
you have a
terms
positive
of
as
the,
well.
in terms of the performances, I don't really have too many negatives. I don't think the attack was great outside of Jackson and outside the Mudryk penalty. I didn't think he really added anything. Sterling, I thought, was invisible. Midfield, I thought, was quite poor after the red card. I didn't think that Caicedo was great. I thought this was one of his worst games. Enzo was man of the match for me. Quality, unreal. I see that the Enzo haters in the chat. I'm gonna cook you soon. Don't worry. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then the back line was solid. Like again, outside the goals, like I thought the back line was solid, especially what's his name? Especially Disassi, I thought was incredible today, playing out position. I thought the back line itself was solid, as I said, outside the goals. And then Sanchez, like just dude is him. Like not him in a positive sense. It's just he's who he is. But yeah, like it wasn't too bad. Like, and that's one of those games where like even if we didn't play at our absolute best, even if we didn't play at our absolute best, we got the 3 points, and that's kind of all that matters at the moment with how our season's going.
True.
You got a strong positive as well today, Scott. We still got the win today, and we got no Gallagher next week. Well, this Wednesday.
Thank the Lord! I actually get to see a
It's
competent.
not next week though. It's like a
No, I said this Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, changed. Yeah,
Wednesday.
this Wednesday. You got no Gallagher. No for Man
Yeah,
United.
Palmer in attendance at a Gallagher. Let's go.
And Palmer will be pretty well rested considering he didn't play. He only played what?
He looked good as
20
well when
minutes
he came
today?
on. Like he had a bit of an unfortunate task of where like
Yeah.
he didn't really have the opportunity to do too much going forward just because we were under a lot of pressure at the time. But I thought when he got the ball, he was calm on it for most of the time. I thought he was quite good at allowing us to alleviate pressure as well at times. Yeah.
I do have a few more comments that I want to bring up from the game from Poch.
Oh, Vic, I'm still dropping silver. Hang on. Before you go, Vic, I'm still dropping silver for United. Don't you worry. I'm still dropping silver for United.
yeah, we need to drop that, brother. I don't know.
I don't think that's
We must, man. We must, man.
We'll have a discussion on Silva in a little later on the show. Pochettino, the team is tired. We're all tired, but overall happy. After Newcastle, we needed to show a different face. That's why I'm happy. Then following this comment, Mauricio Pochettino, the international break killed our momentum a little bit, but now it's about building again. Do you guys think there's a little bit of truth to that? That the international break may have been kind of what let us.
Sorry, were we the only team that had an international break interrupt our run?
I was going to
Yeah,
say
man.
this is just like
Excuses, man.
And we have one game a week. Why are we tired?
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with this tiredness nonsense, man. This tiredness actually is not cooking right now because you know what I mean. We got one game a week, got 6 days where we're literally relaxing. We only got 9 to 4 shifts for the players. The rest of the time, man, what are they doing? Jack Cool probably doing stuff in their personal life. That's it. Like I don't know what's going on.
well.
yeah, there's no excuses, man. There's no like tiredness. There's none of that bullshit. Like it's not
We had 2
international
days
break.
off, so
We've just not been consistent. Like this has been our whole season, like, and we keep saying this, and it's why, like, even though I did think we played well this game, I do think there's not a lot of like positives in terms of like things we can take forward from this game. For me, anyway, just because like outside the Enzo performance and the Disassi performance, there's nothing from this game where I look and go, okay, like we're gonna take that forward because we haven't done that the whole season. Like. We haven't done that the whole season, so like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, this isn't a game I think that we're going to remember later on in the season, but it's nice to get the 3 points, and yeah, they also cracked up. People still trying to run agenda, man. People are still trying to run agenda.
We just need to, man. Listen again. This is one W. We need a W on Wednesday, and we need a W against Everton, and then continuing onwards. Simple as that. We don't need to. I don't want to hear draw or loss anymore, man. Because if you want this stuff that we want, we need to be getting the wins on the literally
on Wednesday too. Like Wednesday's a must as well because we don't want to let United leave us more.
You know what's crazy, guys? Yeah, we
points.
need to understand something. Yeah, United have been in their worst era of football. They're actually playing worse, I would argue, than when they had Oli. And that period of time, they are playing worse than that. And these guys are 5 points ahead of us, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how bad that is for us?
Like Ahmed, I'll go one further. You can make the argument, and I will, that they are playing worse than us.
Yes,
No,
they're playing worse than us.
Scott, I've been watching a lot. I'm not sure how much you watch them this season. United are 100% playing worse. Yeah, I think
no. I watched. So I haven't watched them that much. I watched their last 2 Champions League games, and I saw the same things in both games. And especially, so I saw it in the Copenhagen game where Amrabat, they're building up the ball, right? And I think this is when they were drawing or they were when they were behind. And you've got Amrabat in midfield, and there's not a single United player within 50 miles of him. There's not a single United. So I'm like, what's he going to do when he gets the ball?
Scott, it reminds me of. Do you remember when Lampard played Kante as a lone DM?
Oh my god,
that's what it reminds me of. The amount of space he's got to cover.
But the thing is, Oliver, it then got worse.
Because
then in the Galatasaray game, it was Mainu in the same position, only he wasn't in the centre of the pitch. He was picking the ball up on the left, so they had no midfield. The midfield was entirely open. So I'm like, what are you going to do now when you pick the ball up? Where are you going?
Like,
So, yeah,
I don't, Scott, I don't think any of the attackers as well this season has actually scored more than like 2 goals or maybe 1 goal this season. Like,
Hoyland in the UCL has been.
No,
good.
I mean,
I don't know if this is still the case because I don't know. How many goals is Rashford on this season?
2 in the Premier League.
Oh, yeah,
2, really?
He's on the same amount of goals.
0.
No, he got that one pity penalty when they gave it to him because he's.
And he scored against Arsenal as well, I think.
Yeah, I think it was against Arsenal.
Oh, did he not score against Forest? No, he didn't.
It's either
Penalty.
Forest or,
Was that the penalty or no?
He scored 2 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, he's on the same amount of goals this season as Mudryk.
Oh,
and Mudryk's played way less than him, by the way, like in minutes wise as well. Rashford's playing majority.
Mudryk is someone that our fan base doesn't rate, or most like a large portion of our fan base doesn't rate, doesn't think is good enough. It doesn't think he's going to get to anything, and he has the same amount of Premier League goals as Marcus Rashford.
I will say, I think a big factor in that game is going to be this player that Metalface Doom sees to criticize. And you know what? For the sake of this criticism, I want to just prove to you that you're wrong. So let's go ahead and show the stats. Enzo Fernandez versus Brighton. 2 goals, 4 out of 7 dribbles completed, 1 interception, 3 recoveries, 6 out of 9 duels won. Gave the ball away too many times. Well, let's read what the first 45 minutes have to say. Enzo Fernandez registered more successful attacking third passes, 9 out of 10. More successful passes into the final third, 4. And more accurate long ball passes, 3 out of 4 than any other player, either Chelsea or Brighton, inside the first 45 minutes. Next stat. Enzo Fernandez registered more passes into the final third, 5 at the end of the game, than any other player for either Chelsea or Brighton. 2 goals for the Argentine, final third genius. He did give the ball away, don't get me wrong, but that happens when you play midfield. Very
when you're down to 10 men.
When you're down to 10 men, very seldomly do you keep the ball 100% of the time. But go ahead.
It also happens as well when you're the only midfield, like you're holding the entire midfield. Because let's not get it twisted. Like Gallagher was terrible today, and like not even just with like the red card, he was terrible outside of the red card anyway. Caicedo was just as bad. Caicedo was not good today, at all.
I said it early. He should have been sent off himself.
100%. And outside that, he was just not good. Kept giving he was rash in possession. He was nervy in possession. Where times where they were pressing us, and he looked a bit shaky at times under pressure. He was not good today. And Enzo was holding that whole midfield up by himself. And so that stuff's going to happen. But yeah, he was quality today. As I said, man of the match comfortably. Hey, haters going to hate. Agenda's got to agenda, man. Agenda's got to agenda.
So he needs to score 2 goals every game for you to be satisfied, Calm? Get the fuck out of here. Find me another player in any league that does that consistently. Please, please.
By the way, he's got the same amount of goals as 100 million minerals, Declan Rice.
I was about to say, tell me when Declan Rice is doing this. Hey, I'll wait. Anyway,
hey, Metal Face
I don't care.
If you want to take it from me, man, I'm in there. I'm just saying.
I don't care enough.
I don't understand why our fan base just actually hate.
It's Jorginho. It's Jorginho again. It's literally Jorginho all over.
Enzo is far from the problem this season.
I would.
Do you know what? Calm. Talk about Conor Gallagher. Talk about how he was today. Talk about how he's been the last 2 days, last few games.
Yeah,
Talk about him
letting
letting his team down with the red card, being petulant, doing the same shit as last season, getting stupid yellow cards for no reason. Talk about that. Mm-hmm.
Well, give him a minute, man. Give him a minute to respond.
I kind of listen. I know, obviously, Calm, because maybe he has obviously, it might not be the biggest Enzo fan, but I do think we just need to see this a bit more. I do think it's fair to maybe make the argument that we see this a bit more on a consistent level. I would say. Obviously, he's not been as impactful as maybe some people would have liked. I would say maybe compared.
But it's impactful to mean assisting goals.
But again, for me, I don't really care about the GNA. And when I say impactful, I don't necessarily mean GNA. Maybe what people are expecting from him, to run the game and stuff like that. Maybe not so much, maybe. But again, for me, when it comes down to it, obviously Enzo, we expect the people are expecting him to be world class already. When that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah,
I just want to talk on his impact quickly because this was, let's be honest, this was far from Enzo's best game. This comes nowhere close to his performance against Liverpool, but yet it's the performance that gets the most clout on social media.
I know, that's so baffling to me. And
it's not just that though. The thing is, he does have an impact on games, and he had an impact in this game. It's not just the goals, because I'm not talking about just from the goals. I'm talking about from the fact of bro, all of our most of our attacks came from him in terms of where they started. Also, I always forget how press resistant he is. Where he's almost on the level of Kovacic at times, where he's able to just get out of positions that he shouldn't be able to get out of so easily, and people don't understand how crucial that is in attacks.
That's what made me fall in love with Jorginho when he was in the team.
It takes 2-3 players out of the game. If you can do that all the time, it takes 2-3 players out of the game immediately, and that puts you at a numerical advantage. So just in terms of all-round play. I don't care. By the way, I don't care if he's free, if one costs 120 million. One is shit and one is good.
Yeah,
but even two things. Ahmed, just real quick before you go, I just want to address this. Just two things here, right? We keep looking at the price tag. Okay, on form this season, what price do you think Gallagher's at? What price do you think he would be sold at? I would say, I would argue on form, 80 mil, right? You can make the argument. Listen, if Gallagher was playing the same way he played this season for another team and we were in for him, 80 mil is our price. That's what I'm saying. So that's
not the benchmark, man.
No. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say Gallagher's been world class or anything, but also you keep saying Gallagher's been better than Enzo and all this and that. Okay, then put Gallagher in Enzo's position this season. Let's see how well he does.
I just think for me, I understand what the points that everyone's making, and I agree with them. I just think for me, when it comes down to it, I think people, they saw obviously the performance he did against Liverpool, and I think they were just expecting that from him week in, week out. And well, I know that's going to happen. That necessarily hasn't happened. I think we also need to understand the context of the situation where, the guys around him have not also, been as helpful to himself too. That's all it is.
I was going to say, Enzo can do all this great work in the build-up, but all it takes is Jackson or Sterling holding onto the ball for too long, and the attack that Enzo started is dead.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we've seen what Jackson and Sterling have. Well, Jackson and Sterling, CTE Sterling, have done at times. So.
And this is the other thing too that I talked about this on last stream. Listen, I'm not gonna slander Gallagher too hard. I think he's been a very big improvement. I know you will. I know he's been a very big improvement versus the Gallagher he was last season. But in the terms and the standards of a number 10, if you look at number 10s in other or people that play in the 10 position, I should say, in other leagues, you got Jude Bellingham. Is he better than Jude? He's not.
Nope.
You look at how he plays in comparison to De Bruyne, who plays in that position. Is he better than De Bruyne? He's not.
No.
But is Gallagher at 10? I don't know.
No. But this is what I'm getting at. This is where I'm getting at. So in terms of a player that plays in that 10 position, is Gallagher really that good? No, because he doesn't have enough goals. He doesn't have enough assists. he's good defensively and dispossessing high up the pitch, which is fantastic for him. But that's not what you want your number 10 to do. You want your number 10 to be able to do that. You don't want that to be the central focus in your number 10. You want your number 10 to be creative. You want your number 10 to be able to beat a defender on the dribble. You want your number 10 to be able to score. You want your number 10 to be able to shoot more often. We're not seeing that from Gallagher. The only thing we could say is he's been really good at dispossessing the opposition and giving the ball back to the team and retaining possession, which is good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but we need more. We need more from number 10.
What is Gallagher? A full set 10?
He's an 8. He's an 8.
He's an 8 being.
He's always been an 8. His best form was at Palace in a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
He's just dog shit. Like, he's just
we just don't play a 4-3-3 realistically. So yeah, you can't. I don't know if playing him as a 6. Did we?
Yeah, so I'd say
it felt like 4-4-2
in the beginning of the season. Yeah, we played.
We literally right now are playing a 4-3-3-4 essentially. You know, in FIFA terms, but it said
not even that. As in just today, we like when we were, especially when we were building up attacks, it was in a 4-3-3. Like Enzo and Gallagher were parallel.
Mm-hmm. So, and to be honest, the way Enzo was moving in that first half, bro, he was moving like he was doing the old cam duties under what's it called, Butch. So, I'll be real, but listen, man, let's talk about Enzo, man, and listen, obviously he's had a good game. Let's just hope he continues his form into again United and Everton. You know, that's all it is. You know, I always come back to it in the sense of great. He's had a good game now. I want him to continue with this performance level. Obviously, Caicedo, on the other hand, his fellow midfield teammate, has been either average or below par, to be honest. So we need him to also rise it as well, I'll be honest. But obviously, Lavia is going to be here.
I think that's a bit harsh, don't you think, though, Ahmed?
No, that's not being harsh, bro. That's being real.
I feel like there's been quite a few games where you can argue he was man of the match.
I'm not sure what games you're speaking of, mate, but the last few games in particular, I actually think Caicedo has not been as great as people are leading you to believe. I'll be real.
Moises Caicedo registered more successful ball recoveries 6 and more successful interceptions 3 than any other player in Chelsea. So I think today for his position, he was effective.
He was not good today. Like let's be real. Yeah. He was not good today.
I don't think he cost us the game. Is kind of what
I didn't think he cost us the game. I don't think anyone cost us the game.
Yeah, but he wasn't great.
Put us in a position, I should say. Yeah.
No, but I don't think anyone put us in a position apart from Gallagher with his stupidness.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He wasn't good today, like at all. He just wasn't good today. As he
overall this season, you think he's been like?
Oh no, overall this season, I think he's
average.
Good. Yeah, no. I think overall this season he's been good. I'm saying like outside of this game, the West Ham game where he came on as a sub, he wasn't good, and I think there's been like one other game. I think
the Forest game and the City game, pretty much.
Yeah, like he's been good this season, but like today he was not good.
I mean, fair enough. Anyone else have any thoughts on?
We need him on his game, man. If we
no, I agree, but
it feels like there have been times like where I feel like he's been off his game. I sometimes wonder, is he kind of like confused about like, you know, the way he's playing with Gallagher? Because I feel like with Enzo, maybe I think he can understand it, but because him and Gallagher are almost doing similar, you know, similar work, similar, you know, things, is that kind of like confusing his game a bit?
It could be because of Gallagher.
Because, you know, I think when you're playing in that pivot role, yeah, one is obviously they're going to be more defensive. The other one's going to be a bit more offensive. But like the way Gallagher's working, he's not really working as a 10. He's almost working like he's another CM that's been
because he's not a 10.
Yeah, exactly. So
the high pitch CDM.
Yeah, so like you then literally you know run into like, you know, an issue with that. So I don't know about you guys, but that's what it feels like to me.
I mean, this is a good point from Vic. He is a box to box technically, so yeah. I mean, he can play as a 6, but let's go.
Yeah, I said like I do agree in terms of a sense of like, just in terms of like what was mentioned before, I think by Jester, was like the players around you help. And I think that could be a reason as to why sometimes we aren't seeing the best out of Caicedo. I think that's why we've seen so much good from Gallagher, because we've seen when he's played elsewhere, whether it be for England, whether it's when he's played in the pivot, when he's not, you know, in front of Caicedo and Enzo, he looks like shit. Excuse me. But yeah, so yeah, I think we're going to see much better of Caicedo than we did today, because I think we have seen better than we saw today. If that makes sense. Yeah, I just think it was just one of those games today.
I mean, it's just hard to say, like, just simply because today we were down 10 men, and of course you're not going to see the best out of most players when you're one player down. Another player that we had the stat for here, by the way, was Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva was 100% on his successful tackles, 2 out of 2 aerial duel battles, 3 out of 3 for Chelsea against Brighton. No player registered more clearances on the other side than Thiago Silva, 10. Oldest player in the center back, oldest Premier League player at center back.
You struggled there, didn't you?
Yeah, he was struggling, bro. I'll be real. There were times in that game
Come on,
it looked like he was struggling. But
I
I'll be
wasn't
honest.
talking about Silver. I was talking about Marshall there, struggling to speak.
I did.
I'll be real, guys. Yeah, he had a great bounce back.
Emotional.
You know, I said this earlier. Obviously, in the team, he had a good bounce back game. But at the end of the day, bro, we're gonna have our fullbacks back against United.
Yep.
He's playing against United.
He's not playing against United.
No, he probably will.
I think what he's playing, but I think
probably plays.
But he shouldn't be, man.
He shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
I think it should be Disasi, and Badashile, because Badashile looked good there for.
I can run that. Yeah.
Let me put it to you this way: there is no way, shape, or form in any there should be no way that Disasi is dropped after today's game.
Yeah.
He should be first name on the team sheet in terms of defense next game. So if you want to drop Badashile, that's a different debate. If Silva's going to come in, which he shouldn't, but he shouldn't be coming in. But if you want to have Silva in a team, it should be for Badashile, not for Disasi.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Disasi today, like he was very good, like a right back out of position. Defensively, he was solid. Even like he didn't get on the score sheet, did he? No, I thought he did some reason. But yeah, like he should play in that centre back with Badashile. I think Silva, he's played majority of the games this season. I don't think he should play.
He started every league game.
Yeah,
like you said, he's the oldest centre back in the Premier League. Like he can't play every game. He just can't. He's 39 years old, and
bloody hell, man.
When's enough for that guy like to play? Like he can't play every game.
Time to move on, mate. Now
I still play him in this season, but just not every game. Maybe just play him in the cup games for now a little bit. Like the one against Newcastle we have coming up. Wait, is that very soon, right? We have Newcastle in the Carabao Cup quarters or something. But yeah, we should play Thiago Silva then. But yeah, we don't need him for United. We should have like Badashile and Disasi. Carval's looking good as well, I think, as a defender, and even going forward as well, looking alright. But yeah, Silva. Bench.
He was okay today at left back. He wasn't. Again, I'd rather have good.
I don't think it's bad.
Back.
It's just sometimes like
it's the same thing. I thought he had a good game outside of the 2 goals, which I don't put too much on him, like either goal. I thought he was good, but yeah, it's like I'm not playing.
He did score today, which is good for him. I mean,
yeah, but I'm not playing Cole left back. If I've got Kukureya fit, I'm not putting Cole left back. Like that's.
I'll be honest, bro. Buddy show, man. He's just my left centre back, bro. You know what I mean?
Me too. I rate him. He's great.
Yeah. I think I like Levi Cole. The problem is, if you're not gonna play him left side of centre back, do you maybe try to play 2 left-footed players in 2 centre back roles, but then you also got someone like Disasi who's having a really good game who's been playing really well for us as well this season. So it's kind of like you're in a very hard place right now. So we'll see, man.
He's Potts go pick Thiago Silva instead of M3.
But the thing is, man. This is why, man. Poch needs to start waking up needs to wake up a smarter coffee, bro. We need to start moving on from this brother, man. That's all it is.
I mean, I don't blame him for playing him though. That's the thing. Like, if what you're saying is true, right? And there's a lot of it is true to a certain extent. There's a lot of pressure on him to get top 4 with this team. He's asking for experienced players. I can understand why he's putting his trust on Silva.
Can I ask you a question?
Silva is still to be the only. I think Silva is the only captain left that still hasn't done anything
no.
stupid. Getting sent off like
Marshall quickly, please, Scott. Yeah. the owners want you to see football. It's a fact. It's not even a lie, bro. This is a fact.
No, I get that.
It's,
I just meant
don't
the
even-
pressure.
bro. There is pressure on him though. Like no one. Needs
Yeah,
to-
which I understand why he has his faith on. He puts his faith in Thiago Silva and doesn't want to risk it with, that's why. Actually, let me step back. I'm sorry, stumbling on my words today. I understand why he goes with the pairing of Disasi and Silva, because those are the more experienced center backs. And if there's a lot of pressure, and if he's feeling the pressure of getting top 4, yeah, he's gonna go with the safe route. That makes sense.
Why
to me.
he was playing Chilwell for I think if you think about it, that's why he's been. We tried to play Chilwell.
Chilwell
for
was a
5
safe route for him. It's really dumb, but it was a safe route. He trusted Chilwell because he's the experienced player, made him a vice captain, and tried to force him into that lineup, like
Exactly.
putting him in the left wing until he actually finally dropped him. And as bad as not as good as Silva's been this season compared to last season, he hasn't dropped consistent stinkers like we've seen from other players.
Yes, he has.
He's been consistent stinkers, like we're talking like a Newcastle stinker.
How
Kind
many? How many games? No. How many games have we played so far in the league this season?
There are 14.
14.
Really?
This was his
Right,
fourth. This was his
already?
fourth. This was his fourth good to great league game this season.
Yeah, but it wasn't a stinker, is what I'm trying to get at.
4 out of 10 is literally 40%, bro. 4 out of 14 is the same as me saying 2 out of 7. 2 out of 7. So that means he's only had 2 out of 7 games that he's been good at, which is I think 14%.
Something like that. Still bad.
Yeah.
Also,
Very bad.
the idea is like we're banking everything on a 39-year-old centre back who come next season may not be here. So then, what is the option?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's what I don't like. I don't
whole
like that we're not
point-
phasing him
The
out.
whole point is like say I said this on Lewis's stream earlier, but like say for example tomorrow, Thiago Silva just decides I've had enough. I'm missing Brazil. I want to go back. Not necessarily like to go play, but like he stops football. Then what?
Mhm.
Then what?
You would
We're
hope
starting
Chile or
basically-
someone steps up, yeah.
I say we're starting basically from nothing because the only 2 guys in our team that have played games together at Chelsea, forget at Monaco, because like I understand that Disasi and Badiashile have played there together, but when you come into a new environment, it can be, or like a new league and a new club, it can be different. So the only 2 players in our only 2 centre backs in our team that have played together is Colwell and Disasi for Chelsea, and they played 2 games. So you're basically starting from scratch. Like you're basically starting from nothing. It's like you have to start somewhere and build somewhere. And especially considering we've got a game in like 3 days, then you've got another game in like 4 days or 3 days, whatever it is. Like now is the right time to rotate him. Also, you're playing teams where having Silva in the team makes no sense because they don't play. They don't come out and attack you. They're going to sit deep. They're going to try and hit you on the counters.
I just wanted to say quickly, too, because I've been seeing a bit of an argument about Kukurea in the chat. I think,
seen
I think Kukurea, he had a few good games when he started coming back into the squad. I think it was the Brighton game when he started coming back in, right, and everything like that. And then he started having a few good games. The problem with him is that obviously he had that really bad game against Newcastle. It's just we can improve him.
The preseason didn't help him either.
No, but you can. The thing with Kukurea is that you can improve in Kukurea. You can improve on Chilwell, but there's Marshall. You can't just go like that. There's no denying you can improve both of them. Like literally,
I just mean like.
I think it depends on like the level of improvement though, because like for me with Kukurea, unless I'm getting a world class replacement, I don't see another person out there where I'm going.
You know what it is though, bro? Like, sorry, Scott. I should say the issue is once you go into like once let's say defensively, yes, I can expect something from him. But once I leave the halfway line with him into the opposition's half, I can't really rely on Kukurea. And and then you have the same issue with Chilwell, where at least until recently, he was producing something going forward, but defensively, I couldn't rely on him either. To be honest, particularly even post his ACL injury that he had. So that's the problem we've got. And
where I gave you that face for a reason, right?
It's such a stupid like comment. Like by the way,
maybe.
No, it is.
But
This is the same
this
manager,
is-
by the way. No, sorry, Marshall. This is the same
Go ahead.
manager that persisted with Chilwell for 5 games. This is the same manager that persisted with ENZO at the number 10. This is the same manager that persists with Conor Gallagher as captain and as a number 10 in his team. So I will question this man until I'm blue in the face because his decisions are stupid as shit. Like him picking Silva consistently doesn't mean anything because this guy's already shown me that his decision making is shit. So like him picking Silva means nothing to me. Like I'll question him as much as I want.
And I think that's fair, Scott. But also going back to what Ahmed was saying about we could improve on Cucurella in that left back position. It depends on what you're looking for in terms of improvement, because what's out there in the market that's more defensively sound than Cucurella, really? That's an improvement.
But the thing is, I think for me personally, I probably am more someone that prefers the offensive stuff. Than
I saw how you play FIFA. Yes, I understand.
that doesn't make sense. But we don't.
Blitzkrieg, bro. You're just all Blitzkrieg, man.
No, it's not. I just prefer my fullback to be a bit more complete
My friend
and to overlap. And when it comes down to it, Cucurella when he was at Brighton was doing some of that. He's not doing that now at our club. So
again,
the thing for me is, who do I go for? Who do I go for?
Carry on. I'll cook it. I'll
all right.
Going back to obviously, I know people will say Alphonso Davies obviously is a good one. Theo Hernandez obviously is a good option. I think Rico Henry. If he hadn't gotten his ACL injury, actually going forward, he actually interested me a bit more. I'll be honest in terms of what he could provide past. So hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? People not watching the league like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's a good example. You know what, man? I would have said Ayat Nuri 2 seasons ago when he came to us, not after like the disaster loss he's had in the last 2 seasons.
Linked to him now.
Yeah, no, but he's not good. He's not good, bro. I'll be real. Like he actually is disastrous in going forward. So
we dodged a bullet, I guess.
But but the thing is, if we do sign something like I know Will and I have said it before, the guy from Boca Juniors, it's just we got another guy that essentially is a project waiting to take place. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure how many more of those can you have.
But that's the thing, though. Okay, how far are you willing to take it? Because, would you be willing to have a left back that's like a Trent?
I wouldn't mind. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's a poor comparison because Trent is a elite level talent going forward. I agree. And that's why I agree with Ahmed in terms. There's a couple players like Davies, for example, is similar. Where defensively, he's not always the best, but he's elite going forward. And Hernandez is the same. And that's the thing for me. It's unless we're signing those elite level players, always signing someone.
Scott, I would argue that, and I can't believe I'm saying this about Trent because I have an agenda against Trent. I would argue that when it comes to going forward, Trent is probably the best in that position in the world. Over Cancelo, over Davies, over Theo Hernandez. But he lacks so much in defense. Whereas Cancelo is more sound defensively, but he can provide you a little bit more going forward.
I can't lie, Marshall, they're about the same.
About the same. But but we saw with Cancelo, number one, that because of how poor he was defensively or how he didn't really fit what Pep was doing, it didn't work because he wasn't good enough defensively to do that stuff. But the problem is you're not really going to trying to find someone who's as good going forward, like Reece James, where it's as good going forward as you are defensively. It's hard. So you've got to make some compromises. And to me, Cucurella isn't the best going forward. He can offer you a little bit, but it's not that much. But because of how good he is defensively, I'm willing to allow that. I'm willing to allow how off he is going forward because defensively he's unreal. As a 1v1 defender, he's unreal. And so we saw that with Aspi at times as well. Going forward, he wasn't always the best. He was decent, but 1v1 he was elite. And so I can allow that. And I don't think you can go and get someone out there excuse me. Yeah, wherever you're going to find out there, unless it is that elite level like Hernandez, like Davies, I don't know whether it's just going to be whether it's going to be a case of a sideways move or not.
You know what, man? I would say, yeah. Even if you can't get those two, I know he's probably going to be he's another one where he's probably too expensive to get. But even someone like a Balde from like Barcelona, he's honestly he's a top up and coming top tier talent. Where he's actually like
Hey, he fits the age profile, I guess.
and like he's actually gone through a lot of the actual
Not a bad show.
a lot of the actual progression that you actually need as well. For example, like that's the someone I thought on the top of my head. Obviously, I'm actually looking at a few right now off the top of my head. Yeah, it gets difficult after that, man, because it's not easy, man. I'm looking.
I've seen people talk about left backs. Like,
players.
I've seen a couple of people talk about left backs online, and like outside of the top ones, I've seen people mention like that Kirkes guy at Bournemouth, who is literally playing in the Prem for the first season, and he could easily be another Cucurella where like after a year he goes to a big club and it doesn't work, and people are talking about him being a flop and this, that, and the other because he went from being a quality left back at a lower team and then went to a team that where you expect more and he's not quite as good. Excuse me.
The only other one I could think of maybe Estepinian or
he's another one, bro. Like, so he's another. No, but he's another one.
See how it comes back.
Yeah,
I was
man.
Say, he's another one, though, bro. Like where people, no one was talking about him when he was at Villarreal. Like he comes to Brighton, he might do well, but like who, like he might go to like Man United after this or something, and like it would just be shit, and it's like it's going to be the same thing.
Also, do you want to deal with Brighton again? Really?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. No. I'm just thinking about what options. The only other one I can think of, but the thing with him, he's been really injury prone since he's been at PSG, is Nuno Mensch. And that's pretty much it.
About that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's it. But he's become very injury prone. And like, with Chelsea and their medical staff, man, I'm not sure you want another, injury prone player. That's all I'm going to say, pretty much.
Well, yeah, if you're replacing Chilwell, you ideally want someone that isn't injury prone.
The thing is, there is another guy, the guy that plays for Rennes, called Trufe, but he still needs a lot of he still needs a bit of time to go through his progression, even though he's 22. Like he probably would want to buy that guy when he's 24, 25.
You know what though? Like I will say, I have faith in the board to get someone suitable because we got Malo Gusto. And so far, Malo Gusto, in my opinion,
Gusto was a known entity, though. That's the difference. Gusto was a known entity.
That's where I think.
Gusto came in for the backup.
I also think that's potentially where this, like, if we get in this Barco kid, where like he is now like a known entity because the interest shown him, where it was kind of like Gusto. Gusto wasn't a known entity until last season, and like until the interest came as well. Like even before the interest, he wasn't really like a known entity until the interest came in. Where Barco could be that guy potentially, and he could be the one where like hopefully, like what they do is they get rid of Chilwell, sell him, get him gone to whoever wants him, use that money on Barco. Cucurella starts as your left back, your first choice, but then Barco potentially overtakes him with time and reps and whatnot. Like that could be the plan, and if that's the plan, that sounds like a great plan to me. Especially if Barco is going to be that guy going forward. But yeah, right now, like unless they're going to get one of the elite guys, I'm more than happy having Cucurella for the short term.
Yeah,
and he may even get back to what he was showing at Brighton in terms of like the whole thing in terms of going forward defensively, everything. Like he may get there.
Like he was moving in that direction. It seems like he was going in that direction prior to the suspension.
Like I'll say he's had one poor game, I think, which was the Newcastle game.
He's definitely improved since last season. Definitely been a vast improvement since last season. Last season 100%. Was a poor season for pretty much everyone. So to see some of these players improve, I mean, we could always see what happens. And you know what? I'll even give it to Chilwell. I'm not as confident about it, but there is always the possibility that Chilwell could improve in that left back position as well.
No, he's cooked. He's cooked, man.
Yeah, Chilwell's done. He's shit. He's washed.
This guy got back to back almost like career-ending injuries, man. The ACL and then the other one. You know what
Bro,
I
it's
mean?
not even that. It's not even that. He can't, bro. He's Alonso with an English passport. He can't defend. Going forward is okay. His ball striking is meh. His crossing is meh.
He used to be
His
able
like
to defend though, Scott, for Chelsea.
no, he's defending his shit. He can't
No,
defend. He can't
I
defend. It's
thought
terrible.
on Tuchel, he's
No,
very
it's
good.
terrible. It's awful. It's Alonso levels are bad.
I know, come on, it's not like Alonso.
No, it's Alonso levels are bad, bro. Chris,
Since the
I know what
ACL injury,
Chris, I know what
Yeah.
I've watched this season. I know what I've watched this season. His defending is Alonso levels.
yeah,
is
yeah,
bad.
yeah. This season, I'm talking about like I said with Tuchel. I said he's not
Yeah,
always
no,
been
yeah,
bad.
yeah, but bro, that
was 2 years ago.
and that
Yeah,
was
I know.
before the injuries, bro. He's had injuries since. He's done. He's cooked. He's finished. Get him gone.
I think
he's
yeah.
done.
After the injuries, I think he is finished. Yes, but like
Steve
I thought you
Lake-
were trying to say. I
Shoot
thought
him.
you were trying to say.
Get rid
Hey,
of him.
all I'm saying is, if Man City want to rinse up, like, want to spend another 50 mil on someone that is going to hold their bench from us, come calling, please. I will happily
I think
accept
we'd
that
like
50
to
million
get-
against him.
I just want to answer this question that Melfie's asked. Will they get Osimhen? You know what, bro? I'll be real, man. Osimhen.
Not in January. Not in
No,
January.
he was looking a bit cooked today.
He knows
man.
the answer. He knows the answer.
Yeah, he
Not in
was. He
January.
was looking. Cool, man. I watched him today, by the way. Again, now.
He didn't look great. He didn't get much service, but yeah.
No. Let's
But the
not do
thing
that,
is,
bro.
this
He
is
was good.
based on what I've heard. I'll say, obviously, Ahmed watched, but this is what I've heard based on this game, the Real Madrid game, when he came on. It's like, he's not a striker that's going to create his own chances. He's a prototypical number 9 in terms of he's literally just a fox in the box poacher. He has a little bit of tech, like he can hold on to the ball, but he's not going to create his own chances. Like, not even in a way that like Haaland does. Like, Haaland at least has the ability at times to create his own chances. That Osimhen won't do that. Like, he's not really going to link up.
But like we know this. The thing with like Osimhen,
Oh,
is that he has no secondary ability. This is the same issue I had also when we were when people were talking about Vlahovic, where I don't see the secondary and tertiary ability because like they're not complete strikers. And like I feel like if you want to be one of the best like strikers in the world, you need to be a bit more complete, as a player.
And I think Osimhen could still come and be great for us, but I think that's going to be one where by the summer, if we're going to get Osimhen, which I'm fine with, that means by the summer we need to have everything bar the strikers set and to a point where they're creating quality chances where like outside the striker, it's like, let's say our team is like Sterling, Palmer, Sterling, Nkunku, Palmer, Enzo Caicedo, and in the back four, as we want it, like James Cucurella, and let's just say Silva and Disassi, for argument's sake, right? That team needs to like be creating chances, needs to be free flowing, needs to be on point. So all you need to do is put the number 9 in, and even though he ain't going to add the stuff that Jackson does off the ball, it doesn't matter because everyone else is functioning and working like a well-oiled machine, so he can just finish the chances at the end of it.
Yeah, and right now we're not a consistent chance creating team.
Exactly. We need to get to that stage by the end of the season, because if we don't, then bringing Osimhen ain't going to change anything. Because if we're not that well-oiled machine and creating chances like hand over fist comes the summer, I don't have any faith that we're going to do that in pre-season over the summer anyway. So having Osimhen in the team is going to mean nothing.
100%.
All right. Well, let's. I did want to bring it back to. I kind of want to talk about the refereeing today.
I was shocked.
Because towards the end, it was pretty bad. I gotta bring this up. How did you react to the injury time penalty, which was given for a handball before VAR intervened?
I lost my head.
Bro,
Yeah, I was ready to destroy everything.
You heard me on Discord, bro. I nearly lost my voice. My head went.
Yeah, it was actually freaking insane. That like, so what? Does anyone know what exactly happened? All I know is that VAR overturned the referee's decision.
Okay, so I'll explain it. So obviously it was a cross into the box or whatever, so it hit Colwell in the face. And then Craig Pawson gave a penalty on field. But then the VAR overturned it, but because the referee intervened to give the penalty before the ball went out, that meant that they didn't get a corner, so you start from a drop ball. So for all of the Brighton fans saying that it's corruption, hold that.
Okay, because he called it before it even went to the corner. Gotcha. I didn't realize that part.
The thing is, it's not even that he called it before the ball went out. It's just that the point in the game where the referee wanted to intervene was before the ball went out.
And you know
But,
what was
at the end of the day, the rules were applied correctly. That's all that matters here. But the referee is just... how are you getting a handball from a guy getting smacked in the face by the ball?
I will say his hand is up there. Yes, it didn't touch his hand, thankfully. Like, his hand is up there, so maybe he definitely thought it hit his hand, but he could have hit it with his hand. It wasn't, like, far off, but it didn't hit his hand for sure, like you said. I would have lost my head as well if VAR actually still gave that.
It's just so lazy. I bet you he came to that decision because the guy that played the cross put his hand up for handball.
You know what I liked about, like, even Thiago, I don't know, I think Thiago Silva, David Luiz do it. They always put their hands behind their arms and they just don't, like, you know, hands, like, freely, like, motion when they're, like, going in for, like, you know, like a header or whatever, like, Cole was trying to go for right there. I think he's trying to go for a header, but it's kind of a weird leap to it.
He's trying to block the cross.
Yeah, but he has his hand up there. It's kind of risky. I don't want to see a defender flip his hand up in the air and have a chance that it could hit his
But Chris,
hand.
And Chris, I know you're not criticising Galway here, but at the end, he's not a left back, so we can't. Nobody can expect these kind of things from him, defending these wide areas and blocking crosses into the box.
Yeah, I think it's a bit crazy. That was
also. This is, by the way, this is a game where VAR did its job.
Yeah,
like if VAR didn't check that, that would have been a pen, and we probably concede that, and it finishes 3-3.
But also, what was baffling to me, EE, based on what you said here, like, what's baffling to me is, I think VAR did do his job, right, and telling the ref to look at it and overturn the call. But also, the angle that they were showing the ref was not helping the situation at all. They were giving
the angle in the left shot over here.
Yeah, it was this angle on the left shot. It was the worst angle. You could see clearly on the other angle, the angle from the back. There was two other angles, I think, too, that, like, you could clearly see it just hits him in the face and his hand happened to be up. I'm just so glad that we didn't end up losing the game like this. It would have been absolutely horrible if we did. It would have been a very
I mean, the thing is that this wasn't even really the worst of it, because, like, you know, I said this before, if we're being objective, Caicedo should have seen a second yellow. And
that's true. You did mention that. Yeah.
But also, I don't really understand the VAR check for the Milner penalty. I really don't understand how that was checked. That was so obviously a foul.
Shouldn't have Milner
no, that was another one. That was another one. It wasn't given as a pen. Like, that went to VAR because it wasn't given as a pen. VAR did its job there as well, because if
so this is just Craig Pawson being incompetent.
Craig Pawson being a fucking idiot. But also as well, I don't understand how Milner didn't get sent off. Like, not for the pen, for nearly breaking Broja's neck.
Oh my god, I remember that. Yeah, he got a nosebleed from that.
Bro, did you see I didn't even clock when we were watching at the end of the game, but there's a clip. So you know when Fofana jumped on Badiashile's back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In the background, like,
he's still bleeding.
You can see Broja, bro. His whole there's just blood pouring from his nose in the background. It
was a horrible. He took all the weight of his body on his shoulder blades. Yeah, that was horrible. It's the stuff that, you know, the stuff Harry Kane used to do. Where Harry Kane used to back into the guy when he's jumping for a header. It was all that.
Yeah, it's just.
They need to make a rule about that, because that's not actually a foul in the laws of the game. At least I haven't seen it applied as such. You can, like Scott said, you can break someone's neck by doing that.
Not even could. He nearly did. Like, if he lands a little bit more awkwardly, he breaks his neck.
Because he stayed down for quite a bit, and then he thankfully got up, and it was a very. I think we all saw it happen, like, in the moment when it happened. We're like, oh my god, is he all right? Did not land well. So, yeah, it was worrisome, and for sure that the refereeing was. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses for results or whatever, but it just wasn't good. Just wasn't good. I did also want to talk a little bit about, I guess, the attack today. Sterling and Mudryk, I guess, our overall thoughts on their performances today. I would say first half, Sterling was more effective in the first half. Kind of fell off in the second part of that first half, and then we didn't really get to see much of him, probably because we were 10 men down in the second half. But I don't know. I felt like today, I don't think it's Sterling having necessarily a bad game, but just not necessarily getting much service. And I think the same goes for Mudryk. But I guess, what do we think?
I think it doesn't help with the fullback situation, and like I know they both had to play with centre backs behind them, but I think Colwell looks much more natural at left back than Disasi does at right back. So it just looked, for me in the whole game, it just looked a whole lot more comfortable going down the left, and I thought Mudryk was decent actually. Like, you know, his touch is always going to let him down here and there. Like, that's kind of what we come to expect of him. But at the end of the day, that was that chance where he just burned past the fullback and he crossed it in, and it didn't go to anyone. But Igor nearly scored an own goal from it, and it was actually a great save from Jason Steele. So, you know, he had that one moment, and plus he obviously got in behind to win the penalty as well. So I thought it was good for Mudryk. And Sterling, he was quite quiet today, but like I said, he's got the disadvantage of having to play with Disasi, who looks like a much less natural fullback.
Also, I mean, while we're on the topic of Mudryk, and we just discussed, and I happened to just find footage on it. This is the foul that we were just talking about. How, not entirely sure how Milner doesn't get sent off for this.
I mean, he's got his hands on him, and he clipped his ankles.
Yeah, kind of trips him right there. Right?
The only thing, I remember Andrew was saying this on the Discord watch along. It could maybe be a double jeopardy instance.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with the penalty. That's to do with the red card.
Yeah,
right, double jeopardy only applies for red cards.
Yeah, I'm talking specifically about the red card. I think, you know, we all agree it's a penalty.
100%.
Yeah, and thankfully, I don't know about you guys, I was a little nervous on ENZO kicking that penalty, but I'm glad he got it.
Like I was like 80% sure he's gonna score it this time, but like, you know, it's that little percent of me thinking, yeah, he might like keeper might save it again or something, you know. Keeper might guess the right way. I think the keeper went the same way Enzo picked last time. We just probably thought it went the same way, but yeah, like Enzo, he did need to score that penalty, because if he missed it, you know, Talk Sport and all social media, even some Chelsea fans are gonna be like onto Enzo's name. Even though he's had a great game, like it was a great game for him today, like one of the best games he played this season, they still would be on his neck for whatever, like, because he missed a penalty again. Glad he didn't.
Yeah, on the attackers though, like I personally thought outside of Jackson they were not good. I thought Sterling was a ghost. I thought he was completely invisible. Offered nothing, especially defensively. I thought defensively he was absolutely horrible today. Wasn't helping Disasi at all. And I thought Mudryk outside of the penalty, which was really nicely taken, and that's what we want to see from Mudryk in terms of like that's your strength in terms of getting behind.
Yeah, I feel like he was using that a lot more effectively today.
Kind of. I don't think anywhere near enough. And I also think again his decision making lets him down too much. His touch just lets him down. Like I didn't think it was a great game from him. I thought Jackson was really good though. Unlucky on the assists. Unlucky not to like get a goal. Just in terms of with the way he played, like probably his play probably merited one. Yeah, I thought he had a good game. But yeah, the wingers I was not impressed at all personally.
On the topic of Jackson, this is actually his assist. I do, you know, I got to give credit where credit is due, and I think for him, for someone who was criticized for not having good heading ability, for him to take this cross from Gallagher, it was Gallagher that made the cross, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was his corner that was terrible. By the way.
Yeah.
His dreadful.
Yeah, and then goal line clearance, but it was already too late. For him to recover that, I gotta give him kudos for that. That was good and smart of him. So, yeah, listen, don't give me that smirk, man. I gotta give credit where credit's due.
Nothing. I'm not saying anything, bro. Let me live, man. Let me live.
I still get frustrated with the amount of times he'll like opt to dribble instead of shoot, but you know I can't be too upset about it today. I think today he created chances, which
he wishes he could get ahead. He wishes he could get ahead from someone there. So big up to Jackson.
That's a low blow right there.
Oh my god.
Not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
That's why I was smirking initially when he said that. It just popped into my head, the joke. So.
That was his motivation today. He got the assist.
Yeah,
I don't know if
not
you
enough
saw
motivation.
Caliber tweeted under his Twitter, motivational boost. Oh my
Oh my god!
Did he really?
Wait, who tweeted that?
I big,
Chalaba.
big up Chalaba, man.
Chalaba left a message on his Instagram about after the win saying, what's it called, motivational boost.
I can't like if that's true though, he must be getting cooked in the whole Chelsea like squad. Like
No, that's what I was thinking of too. Like the whole entire squad, because they're young, they're kids, right?
Hey, listen, I
He's
think-
probably getting roasted because of it.
Yeah,
I-
he said.
I'm
Bro
just
got
gonna say-
extra boost. He said, "Bro got extra boost." That's what he said.
Now let me just say this though. I think Evan Ferguson needs some motivation because he does not look like £100 million player.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm not having that as an option, man. I'm sorry.
I was so happy he played, just so everyone that watched him can see how not worth 100 million pounds this guy is. What the hell are you thinking about, Tony Bloom? Come on, man. Got away with murder once, trying to get away with it twice. All right, and then the last goal I wanted to go over was our boy Badiashile with that incredible assist, which gotta give it to him. I mean, it was intentional, right? It just ended up being executed perfectly.
There's a clip that's been put on Twitter of him doing it at Monaco.
Oh really?
Really?
Doing the same thing.
Yeah,
literally.
they didn't score from it, but it was a chance that he created from that.
Oh, Twitch broke.
Maybe Marshall just broke. You know what I mean? Just like his internet. Hey, hey,
Not my
hey.
internet. We know this.
How many windows does he has open? Too many.
Literally,
Too many
it's
windows,
because
man.
I
Too much
have
porn, man.
not enough.
Too much porn categories, man. And Marshall's what's it called?
Whoa!
I mean, that's why he's got that many tabs.
Oh,
You know, I just noticed this too. Badiashile kind of set himself up too. That's actually kind of crazy. So let me.
Oh yeah, he had a bit of chest control there, didn't he?
Yeah, he headed it up right here,
Yeah, he controlled him with
He-
chest into the
and he fucking volleys it back in, which is incredible.
yeah, because he does the chest control here, bang, then he overheads it.
That was beautiful. And ENZO, of course, puts it away. Which again, I listen.
In
When
Zonzi,
we're talking about ENZO, even if he didn't score today, I would have thought he had a good game.
yeah,
I think the
100%.
fact that he did score only is an added bonus. It's like the cherry on
He
top.
was our best player today. Like, just
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Hey, listen, we're just eating extra good today because the agendas are in the mud. You know, this guy's got more. He's now got more goals than Martinelli and Jesus individually.
more goals than
I
Gallagher.
just wanna, yeah, listen,
Yeah, that too.
there is someone that we need to speak about, guys, that didn't play this game. You know what I'm saying? Mr.
Who?
Reece James. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know
Okay.
if Reece James is seeing. You know, there's another right back in the league that people are usually compare him to. The way he's cooking, you know what I mean? He needs to, you know what I mean? He needs to rise it.
Are you trying to trigger me with this discussion?
Nah,
I know
man,
you don't
that's
rate
not-
him, but like,
Listen, what? I don't rate Reece James. I'm not. I love Reece.
no. I talk the person that he's being compared to.
Listen, the
That's who I think you're talking about.
They
I can't lie, Marshall. Those Liverpool fans are getting extra loud.
bro. They're trying to say Trent is a generational man. You know what I mean? They're saying that you're
You
just a
like
B
bangers
plus.
and mash dry, bruv.
Your skill level is only B
I
plus
don't.
level, man.
I
You
do
know
not
what I mean?
like it. I like my
I
lift,
saw
I
that
like my
Coach
gravy, I
accounting
like my
today where he
mustard.
said
I love onions
Reece
on it,
James
bruv.
is a B
Salt
plus
and pepper,
skill level.
flavour. These guys
And
stir up
I was
shit.
like, that
Sorry,
was
bro.
crazy.
I just
No,
this
I
guy
was
is-
just making the point
I
that
can't.
I saw today that he was saying that Reece James essentially is on a B plus level. What's it called? He's not A star. What's it called? He's not A star level in any attributes that he has. And
Who
listen,
said this?
man, culture counts in it. So listen,
Cool.
and, the way no, I'm just making the point. Yeah, the way it's not even just him. I'm just saying
Oh
in general.
my
the way-
god!
No, the Liverpool fan base in general are going crazy
Yeah,
about
man,
this.
they-
It's
they-
ridiculous.
So,
Hey, this is
listen,
the same dude who compared Enzo to John Joe Shelby. I don't care. Like, and
no, I'm just making the point though. The way Trent has been playing though in general has been really good. So if you want us to
No,
be compared to
good
the
for
best,
him.
he needs to do that, man. He needs to also do that as well.
But here's
He
the
needs
thing.
to do himself.
These Liverpool fans have been waiting until this very moment where he got sent off to finally say what they're saying. Oh, Trent is generational. Trent is this and that. Bro, listen, they can have the argument that, yes, because of availability, you can say Trent's better, sort of, not really, because Trent isn't fit for a whole seasons at a time either. He only just came back from injury last month, I think. So he was out in the beginning of the season with injury. And the other thing too is that, like, if you take away the goal that he had against Man City, I don't think he had a good game. Don't think he had a good game.
I thought he had a mixed game. Like,
yeah,
Doku did burn him a few times, but I don't think Doku did anything after that. Like, it wasn't like as obvious as you'd probably imagine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and I'm not gonna deny that going forward, Trent is good attacking. He is. He's got excellent crossing and passing ability. The accuracy that he can ping a ball, it's incredible. You know, it is better than Reece James, but I feel like Reece James is also quality when it comes to it. He can't give you the shots that Trent Alexander does, right? Sort of, to a certain extent.
He can. No, he can.
He can, right? Like, I'm also being a little too charitable to Trent here.
I would give Trent long shots over
the difference is, though, Marshall, Trent plays as an inverted right back. Reece James is often like in the wide area. Yeah. It's harder to get shots off in the wide area.
But again, I go back to this. Like, Reece had his first bad game in a long time. I would say, like, yeah, first bad game in a long time. I'm not going to try to recollect the last bad game he had. And then these Liverpool fans come out and say, oh, Trent this and that. Like, shut up, bro. I can't even count on my fingers how many times Trent has had a howler of a game where Trent literally cost you the game. You have managers literally strategically targeting Trent to try to attack Liverpool's defense. So, like, listen, we just had this discussion about, like, left back or potential new left back to replace Cucurella. As long as we don't get anyone who is as defensively as incompetent as Trent, I think I'll be okay. It's tough to find them. And I agree, James is clear, but it'll have to be a work in progress. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. What did you want to talk about with this, Ahmed? You just wanted to bring it up? Ahmed?
Oh, so what did you say, bro?
I said, what was your point in bringing this up?
No, I was just saying, bro. You know, United's next, bro. You need to. You know what I mean? You need to get your chain back, bro. Get your chain back. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. You know what I mean? That if you understand what I mean. But, like, I think for me, generally going forward, I think we've talked a lot about this game. Yeah. On to the next one. Let's hope the fullbacks start fullbacking. Let's hope the
fullbacks start fullbacking.
Listen, man, I'll be real with you, man. The midfield, against United is not going to be that much of a problem. You're like, the only guy you're really going to be facing is Kobe Mainoo, and that's pretty much it. Like, McTominay.
That reminds me. Go ahead.
Yeah, McTominay literally is McTominay's only a nuisance at this point. You know what I mean? He's just a random pester nuisance. But listen, we finally might be actually get to see Palmer playing the 10, or maybe even Nkunku playing the 10, if he's fit enough. But I don't think he's probably fit enough to start. So it'll probably be Palmer in the 10, or I don't know what happened to Ugochukwu. Like, maybe I had a situation he might do Ugochukwu, Caicedo, then ENZO in the 10, because he's done that before against Bournemouth, if I'm not mistaken. So you could do that again. So you never know, man.
Actually, that Ahmed, you brought it up, and that's perfect because I wanted to transition to that. We all know it's very unlikely Nkunku starts, but do you guys think that Nkunku might actually even make an appearance on the bench at this rate?
No, he's making.
There's no telling, to be honest.
I guarantee he doesn't start till Luton.
He's not going to start, but he's going to make bench against United. I can guarantee that. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get on the bench till Sheffield.
I just really think that there is really no telling, because everyone was saying, oh, he's going to be in the squad for Newcastle. Then he wasn't. So you're thinking, oh, maybe the next game.
Start to Luton end of the month. Okay, that's a good shout. I could see that. I could see him not starting until Luton. And even then, he'll get 60 minutes and get brought out again.
But then the question I have to ask here is that how long can you have this guy out for? How long can you have him out for? How long can you keep him waiting?
Do you think we've been a little too overprotective with this guy?
Sometimes it is being a bit too overprotective at times. That's why for me, if you want him to start getting that match sharpness and he's clearly starting to get some level of match fitness, You integrate him through and just give him 5 minutes against United. You give him another 5 to 10 minutes against Everton, maybe towards the latter stages where he's going to be pretty much well protected or something like that. You just continue to give him drip and drab, and essentially, and he'll have his fitness, and he'll be still doing his fitness thing as well, and traveling with the team. So I don't understand, I don't understand why we're not even trying to do that, in my opinion.
It's a weird one that I would have thought by now he would have been on the bench. So that's why I'm like a little bit confused.
Yeah.
Are we being overprotective? Is he actually not ready?
Because he's literally training with the first team now. Like, he's been doing that for well over a week now.
That's why I thought he'd be on the bench at least today. Yeah. He wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah. So and the fact is, if we're already doing like game time decisions on him, he should be making the bench against United at Old Trafford. So
yeah, it's a weird one for me. I mean, Oliver, Chris, do you guys think he makes the bench?
Right, who makes the bench? Just what player? No, I had to do something really quickly. So
okay, Nkunku.
Guys,
I'm literally about to head off because it's quite. I have to wake up early. But yeah, I think Nkunku. I don't know, because I think Poch with these players, like, he's taking their time. Reece James and all that. I think he's just gonna take the time. I'd like to see Nkunku be on the bench. I think if he's on the bench, we know he's ready to play. We know he's ready to come on. For how long, I don't know. Maybe 30 minutes, depending on what Poch sees it as. But hopefully we can see Nkunku on the bench. I think we might see him on the bench. I actually think it's been coming. I think this might be the game on Wednesday. If not, maybe next game. Next week or whatever it's going to be. So yeah, I think so.
Just quickly on, I think it was see you later, Chris. Take care.
Chris.
Going back to the Sheffield United game isn't until not this Saturday. It's in, I think it's Saturday week, if I'm not mistaken. So that's when it is. But the problem is is that Sheffield apparently have sacked their manager. Apparently they're going to be sacking their manager, I think. Tomorrow. Yeah. That's what Mail Sports are reporting right now. So if he goes, luckily he's not going to win the next game out, but I'm not sure. I would be wanting to wait a whole other week after another 3 games have passed, and he's got barely any minutes, and then we just throw him against Sheffield United. Like, we don't want a similar situation to Badiashile Shaw where we just threw him literally to the wolves.
I don't expect him to start Sheffield though. It's way too early.
But the thing is, Oliver, we're hearing that he's pretty much fully training over a week now.
Ahmed, your microphone.
Oh, from what I'm hearing, from what we're seeing and from what we're hearing, this guy seems to be, match fit. He's training with the first team. I mean, how much more do we need for him to be before we start saying, he's ready and proper?
Yeah.
Wait, so when is the Sheffield game again? Let me have a look.
Sheffield game.
It's not. It's the 16th, I think. It's not
16th.
So we've got United, Manchester. We've got Everton, and then Sheffield United.
Okay, so that's basically in 2 weeks. Okay. I just don't expect in 2 weeks that you progress from not even being on the bench to starting a game. That's just me.
I don't even need him to be started. I just need him to be making bench and playing some level of minutes. I just don't want him to be. I think the one thing I would say is I don't want him to be thrown to the wolves. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but the thing is that's up to Poch though. Like, if we're having a tough time against Sheffield United, then don't bring him on. If we're cruising, then bring him on and maybe let's see if we can get him a goal to start off good. That's all about game management.
But why wouldn't you want to bring him on if we're we need a result or something? I feel like he would be,
because look how that went when we did it with Caicedo. You threw him into a situation where realistically he wasn't going to do anything because we were already out of the game, and he folded.
I feel like a different position though, Oliver. We're talking an attacker versus like someone who's more defensively minded, or at least in that position he was placed. He was more placed as a CDM. I don't know why we were playing more defensively. That substitution seemed like trying to hold the scoreline.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. I'll compare it to like the Mudryk sub against Newcastle. Like, what was Mudryk going to do at 3-1 down?
Okay.
It's things like that. He needs to be in the right circumstances, and it wasn't the right one for Mudryk. It wasn't the right one for Caicedo against West Ham. It's just about game management and realizing, okay, maybe this is this is an area where I can take a chance here on giving the guy minutes.
Turn around.
No. But I would say for the next game, I would like to see, because I also don't think Palmer is going to be necessarily fit to be able to actually play the full 90, because he wasn't fit today.
I mean, he might be. It might have just been a knock.
Could have been a knock, but also considering how quick this game is going to come, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. I would like him to get at least 15 minutes in Kunku. Bring him on. Let him see what the Premier League's about. And
He's not getting minutes. Like, he's probably not getting minutes, as I said, to like Sheffield United.
Sheffield United is a while away, though, Scott. God damn.
12 days.
Palmer played 24 minutes today, by the way, not including added time.
Okay. So around 34 minutes, give or take.
Yeah, so I reckon you can maybe just start him against United and then take him off at the hour mark, or maybe in 55.
I still don't know what's happening with fucking Carney Chukwuemeka. He's still recovering from injury. Like,
Apparently so.
That's what the streets are saying, mate. That's what the streets are saying. You know what I mean?
So what do we do when we take off Palmer? Like, who do we resort to? There's no number 10.
I don't even know what's even happened to Ugo Chukwu.
Enzo as a 10, stop it.
Bro, what
I don't know what
happened
happened
to
to
Ugo
Chukwu.
Chukwu? Bro, what happened to him? Like, I was expecting him to. He didn't even make
Leslie.
bench today. Like,
Oh, yeah,
Leslie
I mean,
wasn't on the bench.
Yeah, I mean,
do we know? Do we
that
know
must have been a
why?
late thing.
Do we know why that's why we've not even had any reports on Ugo Chukwu?
It must have been a late injury, because I don't see what. It doesn't make any tactical sense to have Matos on the bench as our only midfielder over him.
All right.
It's like, you know how the Palmer thing came up quite late, sort of similar to that.
Could have been something like that. We'll see. That being said, though, I don't know if don't think there's anything else to really discuss.
Nah, there isn't really.
Think we ran everything down to the ground, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm reading chat. Don't worry. We'll I'll take.
The only thing we need to say is that Marshall is a troll. Thank you very much.
The irony of what you've just said is mad.
I know. This guy.
You know what?
Man.
No. There is one more thing we need to talk about, actually. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I was called, a conspiracy theorist for this, But when I told Marshall about Madueke not making it at this club.
Guys, thank you so much for being here today. Make sure to like, comment, go ahead. Do your agenda. I'll entertain it. Go ahead.
It's not an agenda, bro. It's just like, we need to be honest, bro. Madueke ain't get any game time at the football club at this point.
Right.
Listen, let's just be honest about it, bro.
I never necessarily denied you. I always said you might be right, but it could also be other than this. Now, the closer we get to January, the more and more I don't think he's gonna get played, and maybe Poch just doesn't rate him at all. It's like a Callum Hudson-Odoi situation again.
Like when he
played Gallagher at right wing before Madueke.
Not even that. When he brought Matson on, in this game, like on the wing or at wing back or whatever you want to call it, like before Madueke, and then brought Brozier on to play up front. Like
I do think the Matson thing made more sense as a wing back, though. I would not have played Madueke as a wing back at all.
I just don't think. Yeah, but the thing for me is as well, like that's Matson who's probably leaving as well. So like they're probably like.
Madueke,
That's what I can see. Madueke, I just don't know yet. It seems likely, but I don't know. It's just maybe a loan in January.
To what? Where do you see
for Madueke?
Yeah.
Well, we need to recall players, unless we can send him somewhere like in the Premier League or the Championship.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well,
Championship.
Are we gonna? What's it called? Are we gonna be sending him to what? So, what are we gonna send him to? What? Chef, another Nottingham Forest loan for Madueke. You know what I mean? Play of chair. You know what I mean?
I've realised actually we can't send him to Strasbourg because then that he just gets in the way with Angelo.
Did you see Moreira's stinker, by the way, against that he had?
What the hell?
He had a 5.6.
I'm not watching that dead Leon team, man.
He had a 5.6, bro. I shouldn't be laughing, man. That's like one of our future players, but like he had a 5.6 rating, bro.
Just remember, by the way, this is a guy that was supposed to be playing for our development squad, so I don't really expect much from him in Ligue 1.
But the thing is, League On, man, it's the best league, yeah, for a winger to rise it, man. You know what I mean? Like to actually learn their trade and be able to do a good job there, man. You know, I honestly believe that's probably one of the better leagues to do so. But you know,
The thing is, I'm not surprised though because he didn't even look any good in preseason.
no, he didn't.
Right,
man.
And the rest-
up before he joined Chelsea, he played like 2 like men's like first team games. I think it was. I think.
I was going to say he's only rated for his youth level stuff.
Mhm.
The thing though, Vic, like you would think that Poch, at least I thought that Poch.
See, look at Vic, yeah. I made these points to him, and he was like, no. Oh, no, you know what, Ahmed? No, it might not be it. It might not be that, yeah. That's what you were saying, big man. I was telling you didn't rate him.
Ahmed, Vic's agreeing with Marshall, actually.
Yes.
Read on.
Oh dear.
This is what I'm saying though, Vic, is that like you would think
It made so
that-
much sense, though. It made sense. It made sense. If you don't rate him at 15, 16, what's going to make you rate him on his 21 or 22 years old? Not really
Because
that
you
much.
would-
Your game is not going to change that much, bro. Oh, be real. How much is your game really going to change? Yeah, between the age of 15 to 16 to 20, 21 to 22, in the sense of like the style of play you're going to play is going to be very similar. If you're a winger, like not
Bro,
much.
All I'm going to say is, man, if we can't expect change between 15 and 16 to 21 years old, we need to give up on
That's what
Mudryk
I'm
right now.
saying. Yeah, like
We need to give up
what are
right
you
now.
saying, Ahmed? No, like no, but you can change as a player, like either for the best or for the worst. Like players can develop a lot at 16 to 22, 21. Like that's why I'm saying, like with Madueke, I would think that in the years that Poch has spent at PSG, at well, it was just PSG to be honest, and then coming back here to Chelsea, you would think he may have picked up a few things about youth and where to see talent, being more patient and giving more time.
I don't know about that, man.
Yeah,
Can't lie.
PSG. I'm not sure about that, but you know.
Wait, but before PSG, when was he playing centre backs at left back and number 8s and number 10?
Yeah,
Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like I would have thought maybe he would have changed his outlook on certain players, and I would have thought by then too, like Madueke has developed into a different player than what he was at 16. Yeah, stylistically he's probably the same kind of player, likes to dribble, likes to be techie and all that stuff.
You know what I'm saying to you though, but that's probably why he probably doesn't. He probably doesn't like his style of play. That's all it is, bro. I don't.
But like
think
Palmer is similar in that sense.
That's what confuses me, bro.
That's why I'm confused. That's why I wasn't like inclined to really believe you at first. I was like, you might be right. It could be that. It could be something else. I don't know.
Honestly, I just think it's just this. I said this. It's this his style of play, bro. That's what kills Madueke.
And you know what?
I think Madueke is a lot more direct, bro, than you think. Like he actually is direct
Sure.
when he goes for his thing.
Do you know what makes no sense though? Is he obviously trusts Mudryk though, and like Mudryk's kind of similar.
But the thing is, maybe the Mudryk thing is like, it's a club decision thing because like they're like,
Yeah, but like if you believe reports though, like if you saw like I don't know if you saw that report that came out about Brozier and Madueke and how the scouts and like the
I know, I remember.
like data analysts view those two guys, like they based on the data that they use or they use in house, like these guys are meant to be like quote unquote seen as like an elite talent bracket or something. Or the potential into like an elite level talent. So like if that's the case, they obviously view Madueke as very highly. And if anything,
they even quoted that they were disappointed with the minutes of Madueke.
I say based on that as well, if that's the case, then they obviously see Madueke's ceiling as higher than Mudryk's. So like
By the way, I'm not saying they're the same player. I'm saying like in terms of like how they like to dribble with the ball, they're relatively similar. That's what I'm trying to say with the Palmer and Nani comparisons. Like they like to do hold up play, and they can be very they can be pretty technical when they need to be. I would say Nani is a lot more technical than Cole, but I don't know. Do you guys see what I'm trying to say? Am I chatting shit? I could be just chatting shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
I do think that that Palmer is more technical than Madueke, personally. But I think Madueke is probably a better dribbler, but Cole Palmer just has the better, like the touch and the control, really.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he's smarter as well.
True. Palmer's a lot more polished. I get what you're saying as in how they play. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's a better way to put it, I guess. Palmer is a little bit more polished in that sense. But yeah, it is a weird situation. And I don't think he's gonna play in the Carabao Cup game either. That's the thing. So
you're in the quarterfinals, bro. So there's no way they're doing that,
yeah.
bro.
Next time we could potentially even see Madueke play, if at all, would be the FA Cup. And by the way, we did.
Who did we get again?
I forgot who we got.
Preston North End.
Oh yeah, he should be able to play that. Yeah.
It's the end of the street,
you never know,
bro.
man. Maybe you never know, man. Maybe they might just say play the kids. Fuck him.
Who else have we got?
Because there's always someone else to find, but you know what I mean. Where there's a will, there's a way.
But there's also, it's also kind of weird because like you see the PR and the club video, and like they talk to Madueke, they interview him. He's involved in the trading. He's talking to all the other teammates. Like he's on camera, so it's not like they're hiding him or something. Like Ian Maatsen, for example. Ian Maatsen, I do not see this kid do any press. Like I do not see this kid do any publicity. Nothing. I don't even see this kid in training. They don't interview him for training. I'm pretty sure he's gone in January. 100% sure he's gone.
Oh no, he is. He's 100%.
Madueke's like a weird situation. I don't know.
Madueke's Madueke, man. I don't know what's going on, man.
You know what? I wish one of the media outlets would actually ask Poch.
They ain't asking.
What's his plan for Madueke? I don't know.
You need competent journalists in the press room.
Competent journalists, exactly.
Yeah, man.
And not near Matt Laws.
Yeah, man. No one's asking the hard-hitting questions. You know what I mean? The hard-hitting.
Matt Law, man.
The necessary questions. You know what? Matt Law doesn't actually go to these ones, by the way. He actually doesn't do that. He has the written segments, so he actually doesn't like ask him those type of questions. By the way, he only has the written segments that you can speak of him with.
It just makes me mad because Matt Law only has negative. Lately, it feels like Matt Law only has bad things to say about Chelsea. Barely ever says anything nice about Chelsea.
I'm not really.
He's like our tier one. He's like our tier one source for info, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, this guy doesn't like Chelsea.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Matt Law, you know, Enzo scored more goals today than his boy has scored all year.
Money Mace. Well, all right. Anyways, I think we're done, right? Yeah, we're pretty much done. I hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, listen, the game was pretty straightforward. There wasn't really much to say. It wasn't like super. There wasn't really any real standouts other than ENZO, and the defense having a better performance this game than, you know, the horrendous game last one. But you know, we got to keep seeing these improvements. Obviously, I wish we would have kept a clean sheet. A lot easier said than done, considering we were one man down. And I want to see more consistency. Once we get 3 run of games where we get wins, then I'll start actually believing that this team could actually really start competing and there could be something. But right now, it's very wishy-washy for me. It's very like, I don't know. I just don't know if I can believe in this team or if, you know, maybe I'm getting my hopes up. So maybe 3 run of games will do it for me. What's up?
I say we'll see going forward, because like I said this, I might have said this on the stream earlier, I can't remember, but like I said this after the what's it called, the like on Lewis's stream, where like right now when it comes to this game, we can't take anything away in terms of like confidence or form or none of that bullshit, because we've been here before. This is going to be something we have to come back to after the United game, after the Everton game, where like if we get a run of games going where like maybe we beat United, even if it's a scrappy 1-0 win, we beat Everton, cool, we can come back to this game and go, okay, this is where it started in terms of like, this is where like it started in terms of the form, in terms of the confidence, in terms of this, that, and the other. Because like if we go from this game now, go to United, play like shit, and we lose like 1-0, even if we don't play like shit, but we're committing stupid fouls, we're being petulant, and we lose 1-0 because of stupid mistakes, then it still means nothing because we've been there before. Same with Everton. Mm-hmm. If we go to Everton, play like shit, and lose it, this game means nothing because we've been here before so many times this season. This will be the 4th time I think this season will have been here, where it's like we did it against Tottenham and after City, where it's like, oh, we can build something here. Lost to Newcastle. We did it after, was it Arsenal, where straight away afterwards went to Brentford, played like shit there. We might have even done it before, and have been before this season as well, or before those points as well. But yeah. So like
kind of Liverpool kind of as well. Like we had a good performance against Liverpool. We completely dropped the ball against West Ham.
I mean, less so because that's like early doors.
Yeah, but I mean, we went into there with high hopes because of the preseason.
Yeah, but listen, I think listen, I think Andrew put it best after the Newcastle game. It's like, no more of these players getting the benefit of the doubt. The squad manager, they need to earn their plaudits off a body of work. This isn't enough. This is a step, but it's not enough.
You know what? I'll add this. We'll close it out on this because we have. Well, actually, you guys might be okay. So, let's close out the show. We're gonna do a raid on Sarcasm City. He hasn't started yet, but I will be there. I'll be doing the Q&A. So if you guys want to see me on the panel, by all means, come over to Flawless. And regardless, like, just go over and check out the content. He's always making good content. He's doing late night streams, and Flawless is everywhere. So he's a hard worker. Also, I do want to take a moment to give a round of applause for our boy Ahmed, who finally hit 1,000 subscribers. So Ahmed, wait, I can't find. Yeah, we'll put some booze in there too. Yeah, why not? But no, Ahmed, big up to you, bro. Got the 1,000 subscribers. So, any words you want to have your 1,000 subscriber speech? I had mine. So go ahead.
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
No,
man.
Yeah, what do you got to say for 1,000 subscribers, man? The floor is yours.
Listen, man. You know what I mean? It's the steps to success. This is just round 1. You know what I mean? Next road is 2K now. So we move. You know what I'm saying? We move.
There you go, Ahmed. I'm Ahmed Abdi, everybody. There you go. The Bridge 258, the one and only. But yeah, big up to him. Finally hit 1,000. So big up to you, brother. Always good to see other friends succeed. But yeah, guys, you already know. Smash up the like buttons if you haven't done so already. 40 of you watching. Let's try to get the 40 likes. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as well. We are on our way to 3,000 subscribers, so help us get there. We're about we're a quarter of the way there, so let's get to halfway, then 3/4, and so on and so forth. So help us out. Hit the bell notifications so you are notified whenever we do go live, which, by the way, will be tomorrow. We're going to be doing a match preview for United. Yes, we're going to discuss this game with our boy Flawless and another Man United guest. So it'll be a nice, interesting show. So whoever can make it on the panel, by all means, you're more than welcome.
When is it?
As always. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Same time as usual. Yep. Tomorrow at 10 UK time, we'll be having a nice Casually FC match preview for United. So we'll see how that game goes. It will be fun. It will be fun. You got to get your banter ready, all right? And hopefully you guys in the chat can help out. But yeah, tomorrow will be a nice preview for the United game. I'm thinking either Tuesday or Thursday we'll do a call-in show. Maybe Thursday, to be honest, to see reactions from the result of the United game, which is Wednesday, and I didn't account for that game. So Wednesday will be United game. Thursday will be the match reaction, or Tuesday will be a call-in show, regardless. We'll do the match reaction on Wednesday, but Thursday will be a call-in show. So check that out. Hit the bell notifications. You don't miss out on all that stuff, like I said, guys. And then lastly, check out the links in the description. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about today's game, your assessment. And as always, guys, check out the memberships because we have 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And if you're a proper casual and higher tiered member, you get a shout out at the end of every show. And those are going to go to OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Scott, Adrian, and Will. Thank you so much for your long support. And thank you to everyone else who is also a member. So thank you guys. Big up to you. And I'll see you over on Sarcasm City. Come say what's up. And yeah, we'll have a good time tonight. Later. Stay casual. Peace.
Tuku Rouse.